ಬರ್ಬೇಡ ನೀ ಕಾಯಿ ಆವು ಮೀನಾ ಸೂಪರ್ ಸೀನಾ
ದೇವರನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ
ಕಲ್ಪವೈತೆ
no way I'm playing that. Hey guys, it's Vikhil and welcome to a new episode of Talk It Out with VerspeKtive.
This is Truptivacharya and welcome to Purecast. Today it is an honor to be here in Karnataka, Belwai, and record with my old friend and talk it out basically about life.
So ini enkel ena maltondalla panda we guys are talking about our life. Enkel na childhood da bagge ida mutta enchina ma taatande, and even she has a YouTube channel in the name of Purecast, and aita bagela onchur kenga all Canada kulondu and pura shoot maltondullar, and they are bringing good contents nowadays, and all enardu kammi then subscribers ite enardu sudden boost at 480 so it's like that. So we'll question each other about everything, like we have not prepared anything for this podcast, so this is raw, this is my concept. I love to keep things raw. Engala undu plan actually 2 days back and ora ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಇನಿ ಆಪನೆಟ್ ಇತ್ತಜಿ ಒಂಚೂರು ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಆಪನೆಟ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಬಂಡಲು ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಆನಂದೆ ವೀಕ್ ಇಪ್ಪನು ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಒಂದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ತೈತೆ ಭಾಷಣ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡ
ಆಲ್ ಪೂರ ಬಿಡ್ದು ಇನಿ ಕಾನ್ ಎಂಚಿನ ಅನ್ಪಂಡ she texted like ini anpanda 9:30 start malpaga, and she was like no we'll do it on 2021 and all. ಅಂಚನೆ ನಮ್ಮನ ತೃಪ್ತಿಗೆ ದೊಮ್ಮು ಬುರ ಬಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬೋದು ದೊಮ್ಮು ಬುರ ಬಲ್ಲಿಗೆ
ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ ಎಂದಾದ ಪನ್ಪನ್ ಪಂಡ ಇತ್ತೆ -20 ಇರ್ದು ವರಾನೆ 20 ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವು ಒಂದು
ನೋ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ -20 ಇರ್ದು 40 ಬರ್ತೀನಿ
40 ಒಂದು ಕರ್ಮ ಮಾರ ಅದು ಪಂಡ ಅವು ಐಕ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ದೊಂಬೂರುಂಡ ಅವು ಪೂರ ಕಜ್ಜಿದಲ್ಲ ಕಾಕೊಂಡು ಬೊಕ ತುರಿಸೊಂಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಸೊ ಐಕ್ ಬಡ್ಸಿ ಪಂದು
ಅಂಚಿನ ಮಾತ ಕತೆ ಎಂಚಿನ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಉಂಡು ಎಂಕಲ್ನ. ಸೊ ನೆತ್ತ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ ಪಾತೆರ್ಗ ಐಡ್ ದುಂಬು ನಮ್ಮ ತೃಪ್ತಿಡ ಆಲ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾತ್ರೋಡ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ದಾಯಪಂಡ ಇನಿತ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಟಾಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್ ವಿತ್ ವರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಚನೆ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಹಿಡ್ದಿಂಚಿಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಎತ್ತಿನಾಕಲೆ ತುಕ ಐತ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಡ್ಡೆ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಉಂಡು ಅವ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಒಂದೊಂಜೆ ಪನ್ಪ. ಸೊ ತೃಪ್ತಿ, ಹೌ ಈಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಇನ್ ಕೆನಡಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೌ ವಾಸ್ ಯೋರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಟ್?
ಲೈಫ್ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನಡಾ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಎಡ್ಡೆ ಉಂಡು ಪಂಡ ಅಲ್ಪ ಪೋದಾಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಒಂತೆ ಲೈಫ್ ದ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಂಡಿ ಅನ್ನ ವರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಅಂದ ದಾಯ್ ಪಂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಬೇತೆ ಬೇತೆ ಕಂಟ್ರಿದ ಜನಕ್ಲೇನ್ ತೂಪ ಅಕ್ಲೇನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಕೇನ್ನಾಗ ಅಕ್ಲೇನ ನಮ್ಮನ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನಿಂಗ್ ಮಲ್ಪುನಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂಜಿ ಇಂಚಾಪುಣ್ಕಿ ಓ ಅಂದತ ಐ ನೆವರ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೈಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಬಂದು ಅವ ಬೊಕ ಲೈಫ್ ಎಂಚ ಲೆಸನ್ಸ್ ನಮಕ್ ಥ್ರೋ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದಿಪ್ಪುಂಡು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಟು ಮೆಚ್ಯೂರ್ ವೆರಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್
and tackle with situations ಬೊಕ we had to be responsible at a very young age. ite bete country id namak gurtaitte nakul mast kammi ippuno yer alpa podai boka nama yeren trust malpare balli yana scam and alpa pod kudle so au puranaga you don't know whom to trust, but andala ite life id edur popunanda sometimes you have to take that risk yeah. So alpa podai boka risk detonare nanala kalta awa boka ite india dipunaga o encha mast pampered itte ಏನಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ ನಾನು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಪೆಟ್ ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಪೋಪುನು ಇಲಾಗ್ ಬರ್ಪುನು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಡ್ ಓದುನು ಆತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತೇನೆ ಎಂಕ ಐತ ಬುಡ್ದು ಲೈಫೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತಿಜಿ ಅಂದ ಐತಲ್ ತೊಂದಲ್ಲ ಪಂಡ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತು ನಾ ಇದು ಪಿರೋ ದಾದ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಆತನ ಐನ್ ಪುರ
ಯಾನ್ ಉಮೆನ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಪಂಪೆ ಉಮೆ ಇಂಚ ಉಲ್ಲೆ ಆತ ಐ ಅಂಚ ಇತ್ತಿಜಿ
that was my past guys, please don't judge now. Okay,
so that's the thing ಗೊತ್ತನಾ ಕಿ another thing away ki nama dumbencha itta we are not the same,
right.
And life just shapes us in a way ki we feel proud of ourselves ancha boka ninna life encha itan mulpa yang gottiji pana ee moole ittana bete city
on and off, you know, like I was in Bangalore for some days after my education, and then again Mangalore because I started my own firm. So G3 Builders and Architects, so
crazy man.
So avula nadatondundu, and itte recent adu after like 3-4 years 4-5 years and education touch ijjande, but recently you know, like I always had that passion of you know, like doing law. Okay, so recently what happened is mood bidri to onji college and
So like I wanted to join there, but unfortunately I was in Mumbai. So last date on admission and later on it was like and 2 days bokka batte and admission date irde. So ಒಂಚೂರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆದಿತ್ತಂಡೆ, ಬಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಪ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಆರ್ಪಂಡೇರ್ KSLU ಪೋದು, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ದ ಲಾ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಹುಬ್ಳಿಡ್ ಅಲ್ಪ ಪೋದು and like sort the things out and you can come, like we will always welcome you. So he was like that. So I got an opportunity there and now I am studying law. Ancha ellerdu bokka sem and for you I made some time. This is an experience. I will always think about this podcast, like mother than sem patondu. I am doing a podcast with the Trupti in the Anja. That
one thing, sorry to cut you off, but yanda the ennun panda itte we are at this age where namak must experience and work ವರಾನೆ ಕೂಡ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಗೆ ಪೋರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್.
Yeah, you can say that, like to adapt to that situation enk ijinla bari problem and that and again I have my own firm, even I have to look after that, avula panda only 2.5 years ainate we used to do like more of interior works. Recently, like for since 1 year I am doing this civil works, 1.5 years and panda construction related. So itte ena maltondala we guys are planning very differently, like partners the plan avonundu because like I'll be busy here, so I need someone to take care, because I draw everything like the from the 3D designs and like 2D plan I do, and one of my good friend named Prashant, he does all the 2D works. I mean the floor plan and all the entire 3D setups and the interior designing 3D pura inkle yane design malpini personal adu. So like I have good ideas regarding the like how to maneuver the project, so something like that.
ಈ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಲ್ತಿತ್ತ ನಾ ಒಂದೇತ ಕಿ
I did civil engineering. I did the bokka yan on the interior and structure design architecture the maltitta Bangalore. So but I didn't have much of an idea about these softwares, okay? Enk onji software the idea ittanu, onji AutoCAD the idea ittanu, bunda like 3D software the SketchUp the ಬಗ್ಗೆ onji idea ittanu. But now I'm familiar with almost everything, like Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe almost full cover malde nakalna etundu. So it's like like yan illade ippunaga I do some good things, I always do research and I always keep my brain functioning. So enchina malpe panda, for example I started YouTube. I needed like a video editing software. So what I did, yan ade DaVinci Resolve undu kalte software. So avu malte and avek board adu, so I needed a logo. For example G3 Builders and Architects la logo board ittande apage ena malpunu, like I approached many graphic designers. I paid them, but I didn't get the like good result. Enna enk expect malpuna yan expect malpina result enk tikkij. So what did I do? I learned this one Adobe Illustrator and this one what is that, Photoshop. Avek so aik board adi anna ain kaltadi itte I am familiar with that too. I do that. Now it's too difficult for me because I have to like look after my education lives. So enk masda nerper my family members are like I onjatla stira idje aik pope nek pope, but like that's how my brain is.
I think also itta namana age encha undgotunda before maybe 30-35 we have to figure out what is it that we really like.
Correct.
And adamutta nama undu try malpa itta yanla I'm property manager the lekaitte. I loved that job, but young realize and ki yanna talent onda piday barondiji and ಅವು ಥಂಡರ್ ಬೇ ಪಂದು ಒಂಜಿ ಸಿಟಿ ಇತ್ತೆ ಅವು ಒಂಜಿ 15 hours ದೂರ ಅವ. ಸೊ ಅವು ಆಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಯಾನು ಟೊರೊಂಟೊ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಯೆ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಿ ಅಲ್ಪ ಇತ್ತೆ ಮೇಜರ್ ಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಪೋಂಡ ಒಂತೆ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾಡು ಅಂತೆ ಎಂಕ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ತಿಕ್ಕು ಅಂಚ ಪೂರ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಪ ಪೋದಾಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಯಾನ್ ಎನ್ನಿಯ ಕಿ ಇತ್ತೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ yanki yernala gurta ijji, but if I start something then maybe I can approach someone yeranala patirdu akulaklena life da ಬಗ್ಗೆ panpuno why they choose that particular career, that is the major, and they have their genuine intention gotanda. So undu pura I bokka I did not know any tools as well. Yan computer handicap, like I was so bad.
Okay, got it.
But then I love editing, so yan start maltini CapCut ancha pura.
Okay.
I bokka yanite Adobe bokka DaVinci I tried, but they have so many tools and like maybe one day bokka yan bokka na friend kulud onji system create malta na manane onji CPU malta full scratched. So all these things are very.
You built it.
We built it from.
But I should mention, I love your thumbnails basically. It's too good. Who designs, like you
I only
yourself?
do it, yeah.
Very nice. So
Yeah, but actually there were some of them that I did. Some of them I outsourced it here.
Okay.
Kavan Ulleta, Aida Panpuno, and he does a wonderful job.
Okay.
So ancha pura maltadu incha ida mota incha edur gottini. Edur dada. But I feel
we'll still in our like first or second step probably we have to reach like so much more, and we have to do many things,
and it's just start of
this
our life.
Is literally a start, but and like the start of our life is like so, I feel like it's not that start to me, because I have started like 2.5-3 years back, but still ittencha ondu panda enkonji life
turn Korea
with education and pira implement maldinadavara, or else my life was going smooth. I was traveling.
But this is a very inspiring thing. Dapanda namana generation mast jana ulle irite yank yan enandutte ki nana, if I have opportunity I should take architecture.
Okay.
But away nama second thought korpa ki is it too late,
right,
and ee ninna story pannaga nama nanchit naklegu ante inspiration tikund ki it's never too late to start something again.
Correct. See, for me, if you ask, even I used to think the same thing. Okay, when I on the law join our aponaga, I was like, like yane mallaipena pura joke lerdu ancha incha. But fortunately, there were people who were elder to me, 32, 45.
Oh, crazy, huh?
So on the very first day, I was like inspired by them, like I am nothing, I am still young. They are like 32s and 45. One is having like one literally is married and I think have kid too. So there are many women who are doing this, and even 2 of them have 2 kids.
Insane.
And it's not easy, like having a family and doing this. I can work and do education. Akil family patondu education, it's not an easy task, right? So and their kids are too in like 3rd, 5th.
Oh my god,
something like that. Okay, like I'll think, man, akle joke lege kalpodu nama pira nama kalpodu panda. Very inspiring. So incha situations incha popundu. For example, ee panda like yan inspiration enk inspiration uller anchadu probably yan la strong adu pondulla. Let's see what happens. Baka aina panda engottuji what's tomorrow I don't know. So if you say like it's a construction related namana industry namana company atanda construction related enchina like real estate avun, we rely on laborers elle nikku enna lekkadu 5-10 years there might be no laborers at all. Poorerlo itte engineer doctor avunduller ఒక ಲೇಬರ್ ಏರ್ ಆಪೇರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ AI ಬರ್ಪುಂಡು ರೋಬೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಪುಂಡು ಅವಂದು ಪೂರ ಬರು ಪೂರ ಲಾಪುಂಡು ಅಂಡ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಏನ ಬರ್ಪುಂಡು ಪಂಡ ಪೂರಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈಡ್ ಇದು ಪಿರ ಲೇಬರ್ಸೇ ಬರೋಡಾಪುಂಡು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಂಡ. ಇತ್ತೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ರೋಬೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬತ್ತನ ಜನಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಪೇರು. ಅನ್ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆನಾಗ ಅಕ್ಲ್ ಪಿರ ಲೋ ವೇಜಸ್ ಬೆನ್ಪು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಆಪುಂಡು. ಸೊ ಲೋ ವೇಜಸ್ ಬೆನ್ನಾಗ ಅಕಲ್ ಪಿರ ಬೆನ್ರ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪೇರು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ ಮಲ್ಪೇರು ಜನಕಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಲ್ಪೇರು ರೋಬೋಟ್ಸ್ ಹಿಡ್ದು ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಪಿರ ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಪಾಡ್ವೇರು. ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಒಂದೇ ಸಮಯ ಪಿರ ಪೋನಾಗ ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಬರ್ಪುಂಡು. ಪಿರ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ. ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಚ ಥ್ರೂ ಅಂಡ್ ಫ್ರೋ ಅವೊಂದಿಪ್ಪುಂಡು ಬೊಕ್ಕ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ construction field. Anchadu, like if we have multiple degrees ata, you can always jump. So that's one advantage. Yan panpini future probably pura joke legla undata rat degree board nana. So they have to dedicate their 8 or 10 years of their life to
education only. But ite nikenunda kite law boka doctor anchapura course ittina ee degree podu.
That's a professional course.
That professional course ge nik course podu and ite bete pura life skills ipunata ike
see people can go to anything. I'm not saying like choose a professional course and go. Probably in around 5-10 years advocate nakalla mastu ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆವೇರ್. ಅವಾಗ ಜನಕಲ್ಲಿ ಏರೇನ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಆಪೇರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಂಡ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆವ್ probably. Ittina demand bokke puji. So that's what it's happening.
That's true, because we cannot always foresee enchina but we can just expect maybe ki incha ippu, so we can go.
For example eto jana uller like many YouTubers are there. Akilla ite YouTube de life maltonduller. They rely on YouTube completely.
But nikennunda ಒಂದು ಏತ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮುಟ ಒಂದು culture ippu YouTube da
See, according to me, internet ittineta. This will be there. Janakal tupuna kammi malpere, but tupuna untavujir. It might reduce from millions to lakhs, but it will never go to zero.
ಆಯ್ತು ಬುಡ್ದು ದಾದ ಬರು ಪಂದ್ ನಿಕ್ ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಪಾರೆ ಆಪಂಡ ಇತ್ತೆ ತುಲ ದುಂಬು ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಚ ಇತ್ತೆ ಪಪ್ಪ ಮಮ್ಮಿನ ಟೈಮ್ ಹಿಡಿದು ಅರೆಪೊಂಡ ದುಂಬು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಕ್ರೇಜ್ ಇತ್ತೇನೆ ಅದಾಗಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಪಂಡ ಕೆಲವ್ರು ಫೇಂಟ್ ಪುರ ಅಂತ ಅವು ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅವ ಬೊಕ ಟಿವಿ ಸೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಬತ್ತಂಡ್ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಪೋಪುನ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅಂಡು ಇತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬತ್ತಾಯ ಬೊಕ ಪೂರಲ್ಲ ಪಂಡ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪುಂಡು ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದಾದ ಬರು
See, according to me, movie the concept tunna ena thousand panda OTT platforms. Basically Instagram the OTT platforms panali. So OTT platforms popinaye YouTube 100% pope. So basically video or movie or something like YouTube will never end. People will opt for itte enchina adan panda janakleg theater podu tupina the time age itte OTT vatti boka illadkulu anda aram adu tupina. And if you guys or if we YouTubers create good contents, probably people will watch even in future days. You never know, but we have to adopt for that particular time. So basically when incident apundu or YouTuber pope alpa record malpe, you experienced it Rakshit Chetty battina time you recorded it, you posted it in your Purecast channel, and what happened? People will come and watch. You will get views. That's what people want. Now if you produce content which people are expecting, like obviously akalonje actor atanda actors ipunaga they will expect them, like wow, Rakshit Chetty not too Trupti is interacting or something like that, so people will definitely watch, right? So it's something like that. Anchina content koreana probably it will boom.
ಬಟ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಕೂಡ ದಾದ ಉಂಡು ಪಂಡ ಪೂರಕ್ಲೆನ ಲೈಫ್ ಡೇಂಚ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಉಂಡತ ಸೊ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಫರಿಂಗ್ ಟು ವಾಚ್ ಕಾಮಿಡಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಸಮಯ ರಾಯನ ತುಲ ಈ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಲೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ತಾನ
I am not that
okay I watched it and whenever if I'm traveling ಕೆಲವರ even for me I feel ki ayna ಏತ್ ಓಪನ್ ಉಲ್ಲೆ ಪಂಡ ಪಾತೆರ್ನಾಗ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೈಟ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅತ್ತು ಆಯ್ನ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಾಮಿಡಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಯ್ನ ಎಂಚಿನ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡ ಅವು ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಕಾಮಿಡಿ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಉಂಡತ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಮೇಝಿಂಗ್ ಸೊ ಅದಾಗ ಏನೇನು ವೈ ಆಮ್ ಐ ಇವನ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೋ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ that's the switch what the entire country is going through. I know one date you should see there'll be like millions of people watching it in a day that he posts.
So like ita anchina sorry ita enchina godana anchina category ponaga he's a guy with a lot of sense of humor.
Yeah, not like, everybody has
pure like aat sense of humor ippuji ee only sentence panna avetaye trick I mean aat immediate ad ay trigger ad unji joke pitch malpara undata. That's a very difficult thing. Your dialogue will be serious and he should pitch in a very different dimension. That's the thing. So that he has the talent. Bokke ina pundu, like if you're good at it, why not? You can do it. Purecast la nikku padoli, even I can do that.
I'm a very kind of serious, not serious.
You're not serious.
But yeah,
you're not serious.
I'm not serious. But for some reason now kelavara ite new janakul bar ite nikkana yang gottu.
Gotta.
But ite
guess nakilla separa
barna gondata yanu ante our thought process de consume adipeki oh I should not offend them. Sancha purai pun. Okay, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಪಾತಿದೆ
ಮಸ್ತ್ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ವಿಷಯ ಬೋಂದಿತ್ತ ಸೊ obviously ಲೈಫ್ ದ ವಿಷಯ ಬಂದಾಗ ಒಂಚೂರು ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಟಾಕ್ 100% ಇಪ್ಪುಂಡು ಸೊ ಅಂಚ ಲೈಕ್
ಈ ಒಂದು ಪನ್ನ ಇತ್ತ ಈ ಮೊರ ನಿನ್ನ ಫೋಟೋ ತುಯಾತ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ದ ಇತ್ತ ನಿಕ್ ಅವು ಫೋಟೋ ತುನ್ನಾಗ ನಿಕ್ ಎಂಚಿನ ಪೂರ ಎನ್ನುಂಡು ಕಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಲ್ಪ ಎಂಚ ದಾಯ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಯವು
Nothing actually. I don't feel that,
Really? When I saw that photo I just could not stop laughing. Panda avanji that was forgotten ki ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇತ್ತಿಜಿ ಕಿ ಅವು ಫೋಟೋ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾ ಒಂದು ಸೊ ಅವು ತೂನಾಗ ಉಂಡದ ಹೊರನೆ ಅಂಕೆ ನೋಡಿ ಓ ದೇವರೇ ಈತು ಜನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಪಂಡ ಕೆಲವು ಗಿಡಿಯನ್ ಪುರ ಫೇಸಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಗಾಟನ್ ಕಿ ಅಕುಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೊಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಓಲ್ ಒಂದಿತ್ತು ಪುದರ್ ಅಂಚಿನ ಪಂಡ ಅಂಚೋಪುರ ಒಂದಿತ್ತು ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಓ ಮೈ ಗಾಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೇನ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಕೆಲವೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ತಿಕ್ಕಿಯ and there's a drastic change ಅವು ಐಡ್ದು ಬೊಕ ಎನ್ನಲ ಫೋಟೋ ತೋರಿನ ಮಂಗಿರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕ ಬೊಕ ಆಂಡಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಚ್ ಅ ನೈಸ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್
just kidding must change undu appa onchur dark ittali the color onchur light on baidundu so lot of things and colored mate no please don't say that racism
comment
no I'm not doing that but yan panni just like we guys are comparing old to
baga umme etu pokri itte panda itte vara onji incident panpeyan ಮ್ಯಾಥ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಇತ್ತೀನಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕೇರ್ ಪನ್ನಿ ಗೊತ್ತಂಡ ಪ್ರಿಯಾ ಏರಾಯ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಂಡು ವಿಕಿಲ್
Priya if you are watching this I'll kill you
ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ ಪತೊಂದು ಪೋತೆ ಪಂದು ಅಂದ ಟೀಚರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪಗ ಪಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಯಾನ್ ಪೋದು ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಪನ್ನಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಪನ್ನಿ ಗೋವಾ ಒಂಜಿ ಸರ್ಗ್ ಬತ್ತದ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಲ್ಪರೆ ಆಯ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ ತುಂಡು ಮಲ್ತದ ಶರ್ಟ್ದಲ್ಲ ಪಾಡ್ದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ ತಿಕ್ಕಂಡಲ್ಲ ಈ ತುಂಡದ ಮಲ್ತದ ಪಾಡಿನಿ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಯು ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್
I was very good in spoiling things appaga so probably our mindset ittana
you wanted to tell ki
working probably correct
it's so funny
how chances undu and I'll tell you one thing guys onji vishaya Yan, Trupti, we always used to hate. I mean, literally hate each other. Like, she was like Hitler. All Hitler like ittal namana school dippunaga.
And I'm not proud of it. I hated, like, now
she definitely should not be.
But school dippunaga, I had a lot of challenges ava. ಅದಾಗ ಎಂಚಿನ ಯಂಕ್ ಏನೊಂದಿತ್ತೀನಿ ಐ ಹೇಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಹೇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೀ ಸೊ ಯಂಕ್ ದಾದ ಖಾಲಿ ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಪೋಡು ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎಡ್ಡೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಲ್ಪುಡು ಯಾನ್ ಆತೆ ಇತ್ತೀನಿ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಪೆಟ್ ಪಂಡ ಎನ್ನ ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಎಂಚ ಗೊತ್ತ ಸತ್ಯನೇ ನೋಡು ಈ ಲೇಟ್ ಬರ್ರೆ ಬಲ್ಲಿ ಅವು ಒಂಚು ಸೊ ಎನ್ನ ಅವು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಉಂಡತ ಮಾರಲ್ ಎತಿಕೆಟ್ ಎಂಚ ಇತ್ತನ್ ಪಂಡ ಇತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಎನ್ನ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಪಾತಿರಂಡಲ್ಲ ಯಾನ್ ಅಯ್ಯನಲ್ಲ ಪುದರ್ ಪನ್ಪೆ ಪಾರ್ಶಾಲಿಟಿ ಮಲ್ಪರೆಜ್ಜಿ ಅವು ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇತ್ತಿನವ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಪೋದ ಬೊಕ ಫ್ಲಿಪ್ ಆಯ್ನಿ ಅದಾಗ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ತುಂಡ ಅಪ್ಪುಜಿ ಮೋಲ್ ಏಪಲ್ಲ ತುಂಡ ಫೈಟ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಿತ್ತು ಬಟ್ ಅವೇ ಈ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕೆಂಡ್ ಅತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾನಡಾ ಪೋದಾಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಎಂಚ ಮುಲ್ಪ ಎಂಚ ಕ್ಯಾನಡಾ ಪೋದಾಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಲೈಫ್ ಏತಿ ನನ್ನ ಹಂಬಲ್ ಮಲ್ತಂಡು ಕಿಯಾನ್ ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ದುಂಬುದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಎವರ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ನಿನ್ನಡ ಪಾತೆರ್ನಾಗ ಎನ್ನಂಡ ಎನ್ನು ಕಿ ಶೇ ಯಾನ್ ಅಂಚ ದಾಯ ಇತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಡಿಪ್ಪನಾಗ ಆತ ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್ದಲ್ಲ ಕದ ಐತೆ ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಫನಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ತಲ್ಪರೆ ಆಪುಣತೆ
enna onji thinking ದಾದ ಬತ್ತನ್ ಪಂಡ people who are close close ippera namada onji time adu akil boka life didi tuvarna dikkude okay so basically enemies become friends
and that's so true
so this is my life experience ida muttada I always felt that mate enemies itterata the people who I never spoke with are really very good friends now and the people who I was very close with akli ijjere they vanished akil ode potirundijji even ayan civil malpinaga avadu atanda school davadu pu davadu anywhere they are not there
avu ee kudan chenjana gottuna nama paternaga ನಮ್ಮ ಕೌತಿಕ ನಿಕ್ ನೆನಪಂಡ ಈ ಅಂಚ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದಿತ್ತ ಹೆಂಗ್ರಿ ನನ್ ತುಂಡ ಅವಂದಿತ್ತು ಜಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಂಚ ಪಾತಿರ್ದು ಅವು ಎಂಚ ನಮ್ಮ ರೀಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯ ಅವು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ಜಿ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಇತ್ತ ಎನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯರೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಕುಲ್ ಪೂರ ಬೇತೆ ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಪೋಯರ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಆಯ್ ಬೊಕ ಇತ್ತೆ ಒಲ್ಪ ಎಂಚ ಇತ್ತೆ ಈ ಇತ್ತೆ ತಿಕ್ಕ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಕ್ ಏಪ ತಿಕ್ಕುವ ಪಂದವುಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು
ಸೇಮ್ likewise ಈ ಇತ್ತ ತಿಕ್ಕಿಯ ಕೆನಡಾ ಬತ್ತ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಕೆನಡಾ ಡಿಪ್ಪುನಾಗನೆ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಲ್ದಿತ್ತ ಒಂಜಿ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪಗ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಂಕಲ್ ರಜ್ಜಾಲ ಮಲ್ಲ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬರ್ಸ್ ಲತ್ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯ ಬಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬರ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಅವೊಂದಲ್ಲ ನಾಳೆ ಎಂಕಲ್ನ ನೀಶನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದಲ್ಲ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಆನ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ತೋಡು ನಾನು ಎಂಚಿನ ಆಪುಂಡು ಐ ಲವ್ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಶೀ ಲವ್ಸ್ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಲವ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಟು ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇವನ್ ಶೀ ಲವ್ಸ್ ಟು talk and enk ee cars the modification reviews malpina mast like undu, and I have done like 1-2 contents on YouTube.
And I think that those contents are really nice.
Yeah.
Continue la malton.
And actually my modification reviews have more reach than the other contents, but yeah, have to see. And enk podcasting mast ishta, janaklige an malpina modification reviews ishta. So basically radden la onchuru malton poda apundu boka kela property reviews la korandalla itte. So something like that.
Nika traveling ishtana?
Traveling a lot, you know, like recently 2024 January Kashmir poditte, and small trips I'll be doing Mumbai, Kerala, Apura, long trips I'm talking about. And I have that thing in me, you know, like I have to ride till Kashmir Ancha, so I have now a bit of contact in Kashmir. So it ride malpunaga you need, obviously you need someone there, no? So last time podippunaga I got a really I met a really good friend there. So ancha, so he do this
incha
traveling
ee travel malpunaga inchinandala onji story ittanda dayapanda yankennu travel malpunaga you observe so much ki ee mast nik eye opening experience della kaapu nik anchadadana nina traveling experience unda
traveling to see enk experience ada anpanda. The first time I ever traveled solo was Kashmir.
Okay. Oh, solo maltina?
Solo.
Okay,
okay, what I got was like freedom. Onje solo travel maltanda. Like irregular rely on diji. It for example your friend, he never wakes on time. If I have a plan to go to some peak and see a sunrise or something, I lucky je a plan cancel up. So something like that. It's solo ipunaga, it's you, it's your decision, whatever it is. So answer undan. So avanji plus point solo travel da, and I don't recommend that too, because such a boring thing you can never have. I had a very good companion I Kashmir there, so he was from tours and travels, you know. I edde ancha denna edde ponditundina. You know, that's the best thing you should have when you travel. The companion from that particular place.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Or else we'll be fucked up completely.
That's 100% true. Dapana yank traveling mast ishta. So yan alpala solo malpe friends notli pope ite India battini with the concept ki this has to be a solo travel for me. Ite yan Ahmedabad poye, ite Kerala pope.
Yeah, you recently visited Coldplay concert too. Yeah,
insane. But alpa yana friends tikkere. So but andala avu pura journey pundata you meet so many people, and I feel I love the part of observing and meeting new people. Akul aklena story panpera adaga sometimes you find similarities, sometimes you feel ki I never thought it from this perspective. Ite dumbu yan encha enodite ki yan Canada mostly settle adu budodu ancha pura enodite, but this visit changed my mind ki India la etu porlundu, like why am I there when all of my people are here? I'm enjoying my life alpa, but traveling here also gave me that liberty ki India is also
a beautiful
expanding place. Like they're growing mentality wise, and our relatives na onji dumbu itpunata akulu dade madmai jao undu pura ipunata, but this time avula ante undaten dapanda aklenala jokul malla undulla. So probably aklega atende ki ijji itte career important.
Correct.
So nama malpunaga nama begin maltini, and itte akleg namana experience tudu akleg la undundi ijji malpad time the malpad dumbu ittende
let her take decision,
take her own decision boka why boka same caste da madme avu pura concept inda dumbu mast niche, and itte encha ondu dakul panondiller ki edde ittenda yav gunatta ittenda yaanundata se aan matra edde ittenda yav ji rajjan anta compatibility
must importance
100%.
family da vishaya bannaga inkonji point nenapandi. Family ite nik support maltera, YouTube malpara support maltera, and Canada pora support maltera, like pura family members, like you know there will always be that person who says like hunda agatya ittiji
okay
hunda agatya ittiji moole ittu doli, something like that, you know.
So ite yan ponnittinek ite yana mummy onji epala vante supportive itter, and ಕೆಲವರ ದಾದಾಪುನ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕೈತ್ತಲಿತ್ತಿನ ಕುಲು ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಪುರ ಕುಲ್ ದಾದಾಪನ ಒಂಜಿ ಪುರಿ ಪಾಡ್ಯರ್ ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಕಿ ದಾಯೆ ಪೊಣ್ಣ ದಾತ ದೂರ ದಾಯ ಕಡಪುಡುನು ಮದ್ಮೆ ಆಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಕಡಪುಡ್ಲೆ ಕುಶಲ ಅವೇ ಮದ್ಮೆ ಮಲ್ತ್ ಕಡಪುಡ್ಲೆ ಕುಶಲ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಪುರ ಪೋಪುನು ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ತೂತೊಲಾಲ್ ಅಂಚ ಪುರ ಕೆಲವರೆ ಎನ್ನ ಮೊನೆಗೆ ಪಂತೇರು ಕೆಲವರೆ ಮಮ್ಮಿಗೆ ಪಂಪೇರ್ ಕೆಲವರೆ ಇತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಮಮ್ಮಿಗೆ ಪಂಪೇರ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಎನ್ನ ಕಸಿನ್ ನ ಮದ್ಮೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾರ್ದು ಕಿನ್ಯ ಅವ ಸೊ ಅಕುಲ್ ಪನ್ಪುನು ಭಾಗ್ಯಶ್ರೀ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಪೂರ ಕುಲ್ ಎನ್ನ ಮಮ್ಮಿಗೆ ಕೇನು ಒಂಜಿ ಜನ ಕೇನಿನಿ ಕಿ ಓ ಇರ್ದಾನೆ ಸಪೂರ ಏನಿ ಅಲ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮದ್ಮೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಇರ್ನ ಮಗಲ್ನ ಆಯ್ ಜೈಕ ಹೌ ಡು ದೇ ಇವನ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎನ್ನ ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಪೂರ ಯೋಗ ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ಫುಲ್ ಆನ್ ಮಲ್ಪೇರ್ ಐಕ್ ಅರ್ನ ಫಿಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಂಚ ಉಂಡು ಬಟ್ ಕೆಲವರು ಅಂಚ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪೇರೆ ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಕ್ಕಲ್ನ ಮಂಡೆ ಆತೆ ದೇವರ ಅಕ್ಲಿಗೆ ಆತೆ ದಿಮಾಗ್ ಕೊರ್ನಿ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಕೊರ್ನಿ ಅಕುಲ್ ಅವು ಭಾವಿತ ಕಪ್ಪೆ ಅಕ್ಲಿಗೆ ಆತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಪುರ್ ಸೊ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಿ ನಮ ಐತೆ ಬೇತೆ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ತೂ ಇನ್ನ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ ದೇ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್
ಬಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಒಂಜಿ ವಿಷಯ ಅನ್ ಮಲ್ಪ ಪನೋಡು ದಯಪಂಡ ಆ ಬಾವಿದುಲ್ಲ ಇದ ಕಪ್ಪೆ ಐತಿ ಅವು ಕೆಲವು ಸರ್ತಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಎಂಚಿನ ಎನ್ನೊಂದು ಪಂಡ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕಪ್ಪೆ ಅವಳು ಇತ್ತಂಡನೆ ಬೆಟರ್ ದಾಯ ಗೊತ್ತಂಡೆ ಪಿದೈ ಇತ್ತೆ ಬತ್ತಂಡ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಕೆಲವು ದಕ್ಲು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮಲ್ಲಕ್ಲೆಡ ಪನ್ಪಿನಿ ಕೆಲವು ದಕ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಅವರಾಗ ಆಪುಜಿ ಕೆಲವು ದಕ್ಲು ಇತ್ತದ ನಮನ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಆಪೇರು ಕೆಲವು ದಕ್ಲು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಅವರ ಆಪುಜಿ ಇತ್ತೆ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಓಲ್ ಇಪ್ಪುಜಿ ಅವಳು ಇರಗ್ ಏನ ಪನ್ಪಿನಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಪ್ಪುಜಿ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಲಡಾಯ ಆಪುನ ಅತ್ತಂಡ ಎಂಚಿನ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಕಲ್ ಬಂದ ಬಡ್ಚಿ ಪೋಪನ್ ಬಡ್ಚಿ ಆರ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಅಕಲ್ನ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಬೇತನೆ ಪುಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯೋಟೈಪ್ ಸೀರಿಯಲ್ ದ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕ
ಅಂದನ್ ಸಿ ಅಂಚ ಇತ್ತಿನ ಟೈಮ್ ಉಂಡತ ಎನ್ನ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಈತೆ ಇರ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ ಈರ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಲ್ಪೊಡು there will be thousands of voices ಈ ಅವ್ ಮಲ್ಪೊಡ್ಚಿ ಉಂದು ಮಲ್ಪು ಅವು ಪೂರ ಪೂರ ಪನ್ಪೊಡು ಅನ್ನ ನಿಕ್ಕದಾದ ಮಲ್ಪೊಡು ಅವು ಈಯೇ ಮಲ್ಪೊಡು ಸೊ ನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಏತೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇಪ್ಪಡು ಈ ಅವು ನೋಡು ಕಿ ಪಾಪ ದೇವರ ಈತೆ ಮಂಡೆ ಕೊರ್ನಿ ಇಪ್ಪಡು ಯಾನ್ ಎಂಕ್ ದಾದ ಬೋಡು ಯಾನ್ ಅವ ಮಲ್ಪು ಪರವಾಗಿಜ್ಜಿ ಯಾನ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ತುಲ ಇತ್ತೆ ಏನ 60 ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಪ ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೆ ಪರ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಬತ್ತೆ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಮಿ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಅವು ಏರ್ ಎನಕ್ ಪಂದಿತ್ತಿರ್ತುಲ ದಾಯೆ ಪೋಪುನಿ ಪೊಣ್ಣ ಅದು ಪೋರೆ ಆತಲ ನಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡ ಪಂತಿನಾರ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಶಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಚೀರಿಂಗ್
they are
feeling proud and itte I can be ki adaga yank support maltijeri yan itte nikleda paterje or ipad ittandala nikling mande battanata thank you for supporting at least in future we can be together dapanda itte all the time if we stay with grudge ata away with the concept ki ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಜಿ ಎತ್ ಸರಿ ಅನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಳಿಂದ ಮೀಟ್ ಆಪೆ ಸೊ ವೈ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಲಿವ್ ವಿತ್ ಗ್ರಡ್ಜ್ ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೆ ಅವು ಗ್ರಡ್ಜ್ ಗರ್ವ ಅವು ಪೂರ ಬುಡ್ದೆ ಬಿಡ್ತೆ
and what I felt is it's always the elder one who suffers a lot of pain like for example ori mallaye encinala onji bete malte ಆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಇದನೆಟ ಮಲ್ಪಂದಿನ and ಅವು ಬೊಕ್ಕದ ಜೋಕ್ಲೆಗೆ ಅಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಕೊರ್ಪೊಂಡು ಬೊಕ್ಕದ ಜೋಕ್ಲೆ ಐತೆ ಆಯ್ ಮಲ್ತೆ ಆಯ್ ಎಡ್ಡೆ ಆಯ್ ಸೊ ಅವು ಬೊಕ್ಕದ ಜೋಕ್ಲೆಗೆ ಅಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಕೊರ್ಪೊಂಡು ಅಕ್ಲೆಗೆ ಇತ್ತೆ ಜೋಕ್ಲೆಗ್ಲ ಒಂಜಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಅದೇ ಓಕೆ ಎಂಕ್ಲೆಗೆ ಅವಲ ಮಲ್ಪೊಲಿ ಇತ್ತೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಕೆನಡಾ ಪೋಯ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಡೈರ್ ದುಂಬೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೋದಿಪ್ಪ ಬಟ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಆ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಪೂರ ಎನ್ನ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಉಂಡು ಓಕೆ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಪೋದು ಇತ್ತೆ ಕೆನಡಾ ಉಲ್ಲಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇ ಆತಲ್ ಪೂರಲ್ಲ ಆತಂಡೆ ಎಂಕ್ಲೆಗ್ಲೆ ಇಪ್ಪೋಲಿ and they can take help from you aita enchina process aita enchina malpoli something like that a lot of things
and I really want to see ki nama global citizen avadu it should not just be Canada nama travel maltana nama mind it opened up and so for that openness vara bete kade podu bale even if you want to come back to India because kelaver mast jana ullere yerige bete country suit apuj you have to decide on your own yanna story completely bete yang kalpa edde avundu but just because yang edde and beteklige edde apun pandiji but still to figure out niklega edde apun eji nikul podu bale just visit andala malple boka you write your own legacy you create your own story and then you tell to your juniors and this year yanna one of the main intention ki next generation ga kinya advice korpuna ki you just follow what your heart says don't listen to anybody and marani college poyata yana nitteg that was my main intention because yan students alpa battai bokkakul regret ippirata au life waste apun ite ninada onji option undu ki kuda course deton only, but not everybody comes from the same financial support. So awo I boka they just feel lost boka betekleda ite 9 to 5 job. We all start feeling ki ಈತ್ ಪೂರ ಭಂಗ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಬೇತಕ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬೇಲ ಮಲ್ಪರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈತ್ ಭಂಗ ಬರ್ತಿನ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಬೇತೆ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಅಲೋನ್. ಅವು ಪೂರ ಅನ್ನಾಗ sometimes it's better to take like listen to stories from someone who's already passed that so that you don't do the same mistake. So I can undula edde annama patirunno itte
actually alpa onji point an panarag ishtam alpa dadapanda you should write your own legacy. Alpa bokka piron jenapade you should take your own decisions, right? But take a positive decision, not a negative side. Okay, like for example taking a decision of doing something very bad. I won't say what it is, like I think the viewers can understand what I'm talking about. That is bad. And if the people are choosing something good, if they think that if I do this onji raddu janaki ella eddev anchidadalla thought process ittana, then they can always go ahead with whatever they are thinking. So that's what I feel.
That's 100% true. ದಯಪಂಡ ಐತೆ ಕೆಲವು ಆಣುಲು ಇಪ್ಪರವ ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲೆ ನಾನು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ತೂತೆ ಅಲ್ಪ ಫಾರಿನ್ ನಡಿ ಏರಕ್ಲೆ ನಾ ಲೈಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಲ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೆಲವು ಆಣುಲು ಅಕ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಪರ್ಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಇಪ್ಪುಂಡು. ಫಾರಿನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಡ್ ನಿಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಪಿ ಜಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ನಿಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಏರಾಂಡಲ ಒನಸ್ ಮಲ್ತು ಕೊರ್ಪುನು ನಿಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ನಿನ್ನ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ತೆಕ್ಕದು ಕೊರಿ ಅವು ಪೂರ ದಾಲೇಜಿ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಸಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ಲ ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಅವು ಆನಾಗ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ದಾದ ಮಲ್ಪುವೇರು ಅಕುಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಇಜಂಡ ಅವು ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಅವು ಅಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಫಂಡ್ ತಿಕ್ಕುಣತ. ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಪ ಎಂಚ ನಮಕ್ ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಒಂಜಿ 10 lakh ಲೆಕ್ಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಫಂಡ್ ದೆತೊಂದು ಪೋಪ ಅವ. ಸೊ ಅವು ಏಪ ನಮ್ಮ ದೆತೊಂದು ಪೋಪ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯೋರ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಟು ಸೇವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯೋರ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ. ಈ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅದು ಪೋನಾಗ ಅವ ಕೆಲವೇರ್ ದಾದ ಮಲ್ಪೇರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಅವು ಮನಿ ಅಕುಲು ಎಂಚ ಸುರಿಯರ್ ಪಂಡ ಏತ್ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಅಂಡು ಏರ್ಕೇನೋ ನಕುಲು ಇಜ್ಜೇರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಅವು ಒಂದು. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪೂರ ಮಲ್ತದೇ ಅವು ಪೋಯಿನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕಿ ಓಕೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿಲ ಉಂಡು, ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಫೀಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟರೆ ಉಂಡು, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಪೇ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಲ್ಪಡು ಅಕ್ಲೇನ್ ತೂಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಎನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನಕ್ಲೆಡ ಪಾತಿರ್ನಾಗ ಕುಡೊಂಜಿ ದಾದ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾತಿರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್. They are coming to that situation where they would be completely relying on us. Ite life opposite apunite onte time ಹಿಡಿದು ಕಿ ಇತ್ತೆ ದುಂಬು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಅಕುಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದಿತ್ತ ಇತ್ತೆ ನಮಕ್ ಅಕ್ಲೇನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಮಲ್ಪುನ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಬರ್ಪುಂಡು. ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಯಂಗ್ ಡೇಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾವಿಶ್ ಆದ ರಾಂಗ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದಿತ್ತಂಡ ಲಾಂಗ್ ರನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಗ್ರೆಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪುವ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ನಿಕ್ಕ ಎಂಚನಲ್ಲ ಉಂಡಕಿ ರಿಗ್ರೆಟ್ ಮಲ್ತದ ನಿನ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ ಇಡು.
Obviously, and itella wrong decisions datonu ಕೆಲವು ಸರ್ತಿ. It doesn't mean like like I'm going on something good. That doesn't mean I always chose good. ಯಾನ್ ಬರ್ಚಂದಿನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಲ್ತದೆ ಯಾನ್ ಎಂಕ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ದತ್ತೊನ್ನ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಂಚ ಇಪ್ಪರಬಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಚ ಇಪ್ಪೋಡು. ಸಿ ಯಾನ್ ಒಂಜಿ ವಿಷಯ ಪನ್ಪೆ ಎನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾನ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಪೆಟ್ಟು ತಿಂದದೆ ಯಾನ್ ಒಂಚಿ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯೂವರ್ ಆವೋಡು ಒಂಚಿ ತಿರ್ಗೋಡು ಎಂಚಿನ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ದತ್ತ ನೋಡು. ಸೊ ಅಂಚಿನ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಯಾನ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ.
ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಬಿಗ್ ಲೆಸನ್ ದಯಪಂಡ ಈ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಲ್ತಿರ್ದ ಐಡ್ದು ದಾದ ಕಲ್ಪ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಬೆಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಈ ಎಪಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ತಿನಿ ಬೊಕ ಏರ
ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎಂಚಿನ ಪಂಡ ತುಲೆ ಇತ್ತೆ ಎಂಚಿನ ಆಪುನ್ ಪಂಡ ಅವರಿ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಕಾಸು ದಾಕಲ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸಡನ್ ದೇ go and like they'll go bankrupt. ಅವಾಗ ಅಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ ಸರ್ತಿ ಅಕ್ಲು ಬೈ ಬರ್ತ್ ಅಕ್ಲ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಕಾಸಿಪ್ಪನ ಹಿಡ್ದವ್ರ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ದಟ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೆ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಎಂಚ ಪಂಡ ಇತ್ತೆ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇತ್ತೆ ಮಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನಗನೆ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ತೂತ ಇತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಲ್ಲ ಡೈಲಿ ತೂಪ ಇತ್ತೆ ಎಂಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಎಂಚ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಐನ ಒಂಜಿ ಈಸಿ ಟು ಟ್ಯಾಕಲ್ ಮಲ್ಪರ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡು. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕೆಪಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಚ ಒಂಜಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪನ್ಪೆನ ಬೊಕ ಅವೇ ಅನ್ಪನ್ನೆ ಆತ ಏಪಲ ಎಂಚಿನ ಪಂಡ ಎನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕಡ್ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಇಸ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಬುಡ್ದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಸಫರ್ ಅಪ್ಪ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಬಟ್ ಅವು ಒಂಜಿ ಬುಡ್ದು ಬೇತೆ ಪೂರ ಇಟ್ಲ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಇಸ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ದೇ ನೋ how that low life is and how a bit of high life is. So but still they like like to choose like down to earth or something like that. So damn rich is also a bit ಕೆಲವು ಮಾತೆಲ್ಲ ಪನ್ಪುಜೆ ಯಾನ್ ಕೆಲವು ದಕಲ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಈಗೋಯಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಇಪ್ಪುಂಡು ಅಕಲ್ ಅಂಚ ಇಪ್ಪುಂಡು.
ಇತ್ತೆ ತುಲ ಯಾನ್ ಏರ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ರಿಚ್ ಉಲ್ಲರತ ಎನ್ನ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಈತೆ ಕಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟನ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬಟ್ ಯು have gotten it with a very big responsibility. Ite rajana kulipurata. Ite aklegencha I full concur malte. But I na sannag au thickend, but he has to be capable enough to even concur more or at least sustain what he has gotten. Ijana dadapundu next generation ye randala competitors barpen. Ye randala there is always going to be someone better than you. So even though they have come with all the riches, just the time taguji to go down if you are not taking the right steps. So even though they are very rich, they should have that tendency to of growth mindset epala ippudu middle class ittinaklega namak epala we have to think how are we going to be a little better than what we were yesterday enna ate last year dinchi an better ulana ate warane fame success apuji it's very rare kelavera gapundu star da mitippudu namak ancha atiji damota. So we have to take one step at a time and be grateful. Last time dinchi itte better ulle baka ee pantina I could completely relate. Ite dadana problem mandala yanite back to zero poyadala. I know to take that shock because I came from nothing.
Correct.
So it's
according to me middle class dakal jaasti risk ditanu
and
because dada andala they don't bother, you know, they just want to try.
And
so according to me they have to take a chance.
And
chance akal deton janda probably ella a edde dina tuvara gijjakle
100%
edde dinana hal dinana that's secondary, but they have to take a chance.
100%.
Just start. If you think something, if you want to study, if you are 30, it's okay. Just make a mind that you want to study. No matter what, you can study.
And boka and mast jana tute akuleg mast malla dreams ipunava yanka avu malpodu achieve malpare puragled la apundu and mast jana plan day stop apir akul plan e maltondi ippir ಈ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 1 year ಬುಡ್ಲ ತುಲ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಎಂಕುಂಡತ ಆತ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ಜಿ ಬೊಕ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಉಂಡು ಅವು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಉಂಡು. Even if you have
reasons.
like mast reasons excuses thousands ipod niklegite yan podcast malpunaga alpa Canada it's not an easy task. And ಅವು ಒಂಜಿ ವಿಷನ್ ಇತ್ತಂಡು ತುಕ ಒಂಜಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತೇರು ಆರೆಗ್ ಪಂಡೆ ಇರ್ನ ಒಂಜಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಉಂಡತೆ ಅವು ಕೊರ್ಲೆ ಯಾನು ಪೂರ ರೆನೋವೇಟ್ ಪೂರ ಮಲ್ತದೆ ಸ್ಟುಡಿಯೋ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಲ್ಪೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಇಂಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ದೆನ್. ಸೊ at least ಅವು ಒಂಜಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ತ ಒಂಜೊಂಜಿ ಅವು ಎಂಚಿನ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಪಾಡರೆ ಶುರು ಮಲ್ತ
acoustic phones
ಅವು ಅವು ಐಬೊಕ್ಕ ಒಂಜೊಂಜಿ equipments ದೆತನರೆ ಶುರು ಮಲ್ತ. It took time. But if I would have thought ki yanada eat kaas award aw I bokka yan studio setup malde ida motta ena podcast aw dream da lekane ittu.
And one more thing, Truptina podcast setup is entirely different from mine. Mine is you know
natural
it's natural enchina bodu panda the way I think is different, way Trupti think is different, and people she meets is totally different than mine. Boka enchina panda she has a studio setup and I go to people and I do podcast. So you know like enda itte ippuna setup ne enklege onji setup unda malparage we need approximately 1.5 hour. And itte tule podcast pandi kudle what janakle na mande barpini red mic boka proper studio setup and enk podcast do onchu different malparetande enk onji you know ಯುನೀಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇಡ್ ಶೂಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪೋಡು. ಸೊ ಅಂಚಿನ ಒಂದು ಬೊಕ ಐತ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಲ್ತದ್ದು ಲೈಕ್ ಓ ಬೆಟರ್ ಮೈಕ್ ಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಯಾನ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಲ್ಪಿನಿ ನನ್ನ ಫೋನ್ ಡೇ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾಗ ಪೂರ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪುಜಿ ಇತ್ತೆ ಫಾರ್ ನಾವ್ ಅಂತೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ದಾಯ ಪಂಡ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಟು. So anchad I have a very good phone that can record anything basically. So it's okay, it's fine. Ave maltondi pundu and basically I should give a content. So for example, you know like the bigger inspiration to me is you know like Buan Bam and he used to create vines and all, you know.
Right, I remember that.
And a normal selfie camera he used to do that. You know, if he can do that, I have a good phone. Why can't I do a podcast using this? I am not using two cameras for two different these angles.
Yeah.
But I am using lights and all because lights play a very important role in YouTube. Basically, it's like that. Just begin. What I say is just begin. And yanla first malpanaga, it's my Volkswagen Polo. And before that was the proper modification review video which I have started in my YouTube. Okay, itte encha aidu me an Goa da malte Goa ride popina. that literally had nothing. I literally had a GoPro. Away to start malte. Then I had the bokka unde phone do Volkswagen Polo the onji review malte. That video is going insane. It's going nearly 40,000 views now.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's going like that. So Ancha, so that video really inspired me. I to kelavu jana like Ashray, Harshit, Sagar, kelavu jana aita supported it there. And main the YouTube start malpara reason these people, Tamananna and these 3-4 people, they really like akli, you know, alpa battadu aita even that Volkswagen Polo is of Harshit. He are pander malpuga will do. I'll support you. And video malpa. He is very good in video. Okay, so Ancha this started. The entire thing started. According to me, namana onji firm decision dottugu onji proper support board
and 100%
appaga push undada aidu boka akhil a frame gu olla batti cherandala that push will take you
and 100%
enna lekkadu au support ereg tikkondu akhil enna lekkadu edur poper a akhil ena things mallera
ite enna friends alpa yang support maltitte jeda au dream aittu 100%. ಅವು ಈತ ಎನ್ನ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ದ ಸೀನ್ ಎಂಕ್ ಒಂದು ಪೂರ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಪುಜಿ ಅವು ಇಂಚಿನ ಸರ್ ಉಂಡು ಅವು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಪುಜಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಅವು ಜಿತ್ತು ಇತ್ತಿನೈಕ್ ಆಯ ಮಲ್ಪ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತಿನೈಕ್ ಅವು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ತಿಕ್ಕ ಇಜಂಡ ಒಂದು ಇಯರ್ ದಿಂಚಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಚನೆ ಮಲ್ಪೋಡಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಾಯ್ಪಂಡ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಪೂರ ಟೈಮ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಬೀನ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಿ ಇತ ಏನ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಪೋದಾಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ we will try to approach people ki can we record in your place pandu ittande we got 2-3 houses where we can go because initially that apun alpa people don't know you so they don't want to invite you to their place so alpa avon jittinek for me to tell ki enna studio undu irballe that was more quicker for me alpa boka alpa itte enchana aramadu kulda ಅಲ್ಪ -20 ಯಾನ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಪಿದೈ ಕುಲ್ದು ಸೆಟಪ್ ಪಾಡಿಯಡ ಅಕ್ಲು ಎಂಕ ಹಾಕುವೇರ್ ಸೊ ಇತ್ತೆ ಐಕ್ ಹತ್ರ
ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್
ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಟು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮುಲ್ಪ ಇತ್ತನ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ದ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಇಪ್ಪುಂಡು ಬಟ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಯಾನ್ ಮುಲ್ಪನೇ ಇತ್ತದು ಬೇಡ ಎಂಕೊಂದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ತೋಜುದು ಬೊಕ ಇತ್ತ ಎಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಪಲ್ಲ ಕುಲ್ದು ಯಾನ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಲ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಎಂಕ್ ಅವಲ ಒಂಜಿ ಸೆಟಪ್ ದ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ತೋಜುಂಡು ದಪಂಡಿ ಒಂದು ಎಂಕ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಇತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಪ ಎಂಕ್ ಅವು ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರೀ ಪುಣತ ಅವು ಮೇಪಲ್ ಟ್ರೀ ತೂದು ಇತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಎಂಕ್ ಕೋಕೋನಟ್ ಟ್ರೀ ತೂನಾಗ ದೇವರ ಯಾನ್ ಏತ್ ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ತೆತೊಂದುಲೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ತೆತೊಂದು ಪಂಡ ಇಂಚನೆ ತೂದು ಕುಲ್ಗ ಅಂಚ ಪುರ ಮಡಲ್ದ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಲ್ಪೇರ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಐಟ್ ಪೂರ ಫೋಟೋ ಕೊಡಿತ್ತೆ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಖುಷಿ ಅಂಡವು ಪೂರ ತೋರೆ.
So basically why did you start Purecast or what thought process made you
see ಯಂಗ್ ಕೆಂಚ ಪಂಡ ಯಂಕ್ ಜನಕಲ್ಲಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಪಾತೆರೆ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಅಂಡ ಅಲ್ಪ ಒಂಜಿ ಅಂದಾದ ತೂಂದಿತ್ತೆ ಕಿ ಇತ್ತೆ ಯಾನ್ ಪಾತಿರ್ನೆಟ್ ಹುಷಾರುಲ್ಲೆ ಅಂಡ ಯಾನ್ ಅದಾಗ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅದು ಜಾಬ್ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದಿತ್ತೆ ಸೊ ಐ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಯರ್ 2 ಲೈಫ್ಸ್ ಲಿವ್ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದುಲ್ಲೇರ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಾಲಿಟಿ ಒಂಜಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಬಟ್ ಲಿವ್ ಸರ್ವೈವಬಿಲಿಟಿಗೆ ಜಾಬ್ ಬೇತೆ ಮಲ್ಪುನ್ ಸೊ ಐಕ್ ಹತ್ರ ಯಾನ್ ಇಂಚನೆ ಪಾತಿರ್ನಾಗ ಕೆಲವೇರ್ ಪಂಡೇರ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತಾರತ ಆರ್ನ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಏತ್ ಎಡ್ಡೆ ಮಲ್ಪುವೇರ್ ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಹಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಸಮ್ವೇರ್. So why someone is doing what they are doing was my concept, my question for them ki why are you doing that job, and then when you're doing it are you loving that job? And maybe if the younger generation is watching then it will be like they will get that thing ki okay fine in future this is my personality, I like doing something, then I should pursue a career in this. So I musician by ditte, I lawyer, I kaltini lawyer. So if somebody who wants to be in music okay namana family mulpa dada panper ee IT career ijji ee law kalpula aina life anchane adippu so ite yan anchit naklen letteda ki music career unda I panpe undu so anchit naklen leppu and pure cast pure conversation there is no filter.
Why Purecast?
Okay, pure intention,
the meaning
Purecast is caste means people ata pure means people with pure heart.
Okay.
They don't have that ego-ness ki yan malla
You don't
So,
know
like,
that, you know, like
no, but then when I meet certain
probably you can say that our Nicola team ancha pure mostly matter out. But here guest barper like
but so far yan ite year pura baidittarata, they are very humble. Ite aklen approach malpare pondala, they were humble. I ancha ee panna edan panna, there are some people whom we approach, but they had a lot of this thing ki yan ancha yan it subscribers, followers. So we don't want to have people like that, but people who genuinely care. Their intention is very pure towards their passion.
Correct.
So that kind of people akul patir nagala, it reflects in their work. They don't have to necessarily tell ki I love my art, but when they are doing certain something, it a musician for example, I went to his studio, I saw his work, and I onji padya pannaga onji 10 times kenwe au panve sing maltondippe boka aina song na constantly kenondippe boka he'll be like oh undu yan mystic malte undincha, and they're like so much involved in that process, and I like that purity towards their content. So I think that gave us the name Purecast. Aittu dumbu urban neophytes au indi enchina pura panda, and then we realized it's very difficult for people to remember pronounce.
Right.
So boka then I have to sit and tell what it means, and now even I have forgotten what neophyte means. So au pura botchi itela I was reconsidering ki maybe I could have just kept something very simple, but yeah.
No,
so far
Purecast
it's
is very
Purecast,
good.
yeah.
Edde undu. Ancha ite anchina situation ekala kudladu barpina vari kammi ade kudla dakil dada vanpar. So basically ma terla namana kudla dakil enkil ini mutta approach atina gem pura the everyone were like accepting everything, and malbo recent adu onji problem aditende Rajni Shetty na shooting it. So we did a podcast Rajni Shetty nottu enkala post mallu javen dayapanda avet en mic on aditich mic on adijana karana en kali mobile eina record aditende avundu but audio clarity iji full avet traffic noise avundu pura la baidan. So ancha dipna enka video post malparaiji, and she was really very humble and best janar mast enka mast edda atende really from the heart arada pathirde, and ina panda arek pande Rajni akka incha and mic undati 1.5 hour the podcast ar pande tondreji na piramalbuga. She was that humble, she was okay with that.
See, that's something I love about Mangalore.
Yeah.
Ite ee Mangalore yan basde antupunava avanji akka pandu patirno appe pandu patirno ee wordela pola world nik ancha respect nik Mangalore de tikuni anite Bangalore ponaga basde onji transition tupeta ದುಂಬು ಯಾನ ಹಾಸನ ಪಪ್ಪನ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂಚಿ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ತರ್ದಿಂಚಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಂಕ್ ಪೋಡಿಗೆ ಅದು ಕೊಲ್ಲುನಿ ಯಾನ್ ಹಾಸನ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಯಾನ್ ಏಪ ಎಂಚಪ್ ಇಪ್ಪರ ಪನರ ಪೂಜೆ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಸೋಲೋ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲೆಗ್ ಹಾಸನ ಸೈಡ್ those days was not very safe. It might have been, but it was when I was like in my degree and yan travel. But then yepa inchi side pundata bus avu baka namana lungidu anje uncle yerand ajje varpir baka appe ancha pura patarnaga thank god enchina
Mangalore da unda apundu onchu
mast khushi apundu baka ee yan avanji ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮನ ರಾಯಲ್ಟಿ, ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮನ ಗುಡ್ ವಿಲ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಏಪಲ ಒಂದೇನೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ದಿಯೋಡ್ ಬೊಕ ಒಂದೇ ಕಲ್ಚರನ್ನು ಇತ ಕ್ಯಾನಡಾ ಪೋವಡ್ ವಲ್ಪಲ ಪೋಡ್ ಎಂಕ್ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿನಿ ಏಪಲ ಮದೆಪ್ಪರೆ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಂಚನೆ ಎಪ್ಪೋಡು
ಬೊಕ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ದಾದೊಂಡು ಲೈಕ್ are you coming back to India mol settle up in a plan unda atanda Canada de stay up in a plan unda you know janak like mast curiosity puneta bage and aita bokka enku pironji question kenarondu like thought process janak lena thought process aite onji Trupti Canada pota so janaklu encha probably your friends or new people you meet what they think about you, like you know like in one conversation we had that topic, you know like that's very good. I think janaklega vishaya gottavadu, you know.
Okay, first question ittini ki what's my future plan anta.
Yes.
see, future is so uncertain. Young konje gottipurnu ki I have to work and do so much in my life. So because of that, if there is opportunity here, I might come here. Ite na permanent residency aatan, so I'm not forced ki on Canada de uppod. If there is a really good opportunity, I can come here. But next year 2 years I bokka, I'll be eligible for citizenship. Ite au deton mast jana yang panondule deton dai panda, I'll get a visa which will be very, like, I'll get a passport which will be so strong ki I must travel malpoli. But that also comes with the fact ki I have to give up my Indian citizenship. So dual ijjata namaku mulpa, but OCI ancha pura bete bete concept undu. But how sure am I that I have to give up my nationality? So that is still bothering. I can continue extending my permanent residency all the time, and I think I will do that for a while.
Probably you will figure it out in another 2 years.
Couple of years. Ye payankita madme avaretanda boka how my partner's perspective is. It all depends on that. So in the long run, I don't know where I'll be, but all I know is I have to work really, really hard, because as we said, we just started and we have to create a legacy. So there's a long way to go. And second thing is how people perceive me over there. Itte nobody thinks ki I've come from a very difficult life.
Correct.
They think I was born with a silver spoon. The way I act, the way I dress, the way I speak.
Yeah.
But as I said, people from Mangalore speak with respect. And I think that's how I was shaped. And when I went there, I was always carrying that. But you see people from across the world. So I cannot go and start fighting with everyone. So the curiosity part, au kinya jokulipatanama. Ki ಅವಳ ಗೊತ್ತಾವಡು ಉಂದೆಂಚಿನ ಓವೆಂಚಿನ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಪ ಪೋದಾಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಜೋಕುಲ್ಲಕ್ಕನೇ ಆಯ್ನಿ ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ನ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ಡ್ ಹೌದಾಯ್ ಅಕುಲ್ ನಮಕಕ್ಕೇನೋನು ಇರ್ನ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ಡ್ ಇಂಚದಾಯ್. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ చెప్పి ನಾವು 2 and 4 ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ರೇಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇಪ್ಪಿರ್ ಅವು ಒಲ್ಪಲ ಪೋಲ ಇಪ್ಪಿರ್ ಯಾನ್ ಮುಲ್ಪಲ ಬತ್ತದಿ ಅಂಕ್ ರೇಸಿಸಮ್ ತಿಕ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅ ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಯಂಗ್ ತಿಕ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್
yours is not a brown or dark skin, it's a dark chocolate.
That's
a compliment, guys.
That's a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment only. You throw stone at me, I'll make it a flower. Like seriously. But itte alpa, there are people and we have to accept ki people come at all shapes and forms and mind process. How people perceive me, they really see ki how much determined I am. That I constantly and away to on the ki what is it that I have to see. Life encha undalpa kande lakkadu 9 to 5 job ittandalla, yank red hours travel time ittanda, kande mast bega lakkadu travel maltu podu, and ನಾಷ್ಟಾ ಯಾನೆ ಕುಕ್ ಮಲ್ಪೊಡು, ಪಾತ್ರೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾನೆ ದೆಕ್ಕೊಡು, ಕುಂಟುಲ ಯಾನೆ ಅರ್ದೋಡು, ಅವಾಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂಜಿ ವೀಕೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತಂಡ ಅವಾಯ್ತ ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ಲ ಯಾನೆ ಮಲ್ಪೊಡು, ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಲ್ಪೊಡು, ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಅವೊಂದು ಅನಗ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಒಂತೆ ತಿರ್ಗರೆಲ್ಲ ಪೋರ್ಡು ದಯಪಂಡ ನಮಕ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೋಡು. ಜಾಬ್ ಏತ್ ಫ್ರಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಪುಂಡ್ಕಿ ವೀಕೆಂಡ್ ತಿಕ್ಕನಾಗ ದಾಲ ಮಲ್ಪುನ್ ಬೊಚ್ಚಿಲ ಆಪುಂಡು ಅಂಡ್ ಉಂದುಲ ಎನ್ನೋಡುಕಿ ಆ ಉಂದು ರಡ್ಡೆ ದಿನ ತಿಕ್ಕುನು ದಾದ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಲ್ತು ಬಿಡ್ಕ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಪೂರ ಇಪ್ಪುನಾಗ ಲೈಫ್ ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ಇನ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ದ ಮಿತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಪುನು. ನಿಕ್ಕೆಂಚ ಎನ್ನುಂಡು ಇತೆ ಲಾ ದೆತೊಂದುಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ನಾಗ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಎನ್ನೊಂದುಂಡ ಕಿ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆರ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ದಿಸ್.
I should not have taken this in the whole ennun panda itte enchina panda dumbuda lekka enk freedom ejji. I should always restrict myself. For example, itte exam time anda dumbitteji itte undu. I have to study during at least exam time. Tumba avetta tension e itteji ododu banpina anchina pura concept itte onji benefit ena an panda yan pira student ay. No much people get this opportunity. If the student happen panda, it's like you know, like it's a very good thing, like enchana mata like student life in malpoli itte encha feel happen panda. You know, I am one among seniors there, like aged jokul pura malpanadana we will like ayo hikkala maltanditta ancha indala. It's a very good feeling namak cherish apuleka onji feel namak barpondalpa nama ಪೂರ ಮೆಮೊರೀಸ್ ಪಿರ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆವೊಂದಿಪ್ಪುಂಡು ನಮ್ಮ ದುಮ್ಮು ಮಲ್ದಿನ
ಎಂದು ಪೂರ ಮಲ್ತು ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ
ಮಲ್ತು ಬಿಡ್ತ ಅವ ಎಂಕಲ್ ನಡೆದು ಜೋರಿತ್ತ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್
ನಿಖಲ್ದ ಈತೆನಾ ನಮ್ಮನ ಟೈಮ್ ಹಿಡಿದು ನಮ್ಮನ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಪಾತಿರೊಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡ ಅಕುಲ್ ಪನ್ನದ ನಿಖಲೇನ ಎಂಚನ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೋಕುಲು ಇಪ್ಪುನಾಗ ಈ ಅಂಚ ಮಲ್ತಂದಿರ್ತ ಇತ್ತೆ ಎನ್ನ ಕಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಜೋಕುಲು ಇಲ್ಲರತ ಅಕುಲ್ ಪೂರ ಟೈಮ್ ಫೋನ್ ಹುಡುಗೊಬ್ಬನವ ಅವ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಫ್ರಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಂಚಿನ ಐತೆ ಹಿತ್ತಿಲ್ದು ಪೋದು ಮರತ್ ಎಂಚಿನ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗೋ ಕೊಯ್ಯುನು ಅವು ಪೂರ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ
ಮಸ್ತ್ ಪಿದೈ ಇತ್ತದ ಜೋಕುಲ್ ಅನ್ಸತ್ ಉಲೈ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ಪಿರೊಂಜಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನೈತೆ ನನ್ನ ಪಂಡ ಜನಕ್ಕಲ್ ಎಂಚ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಎಂಚ ದೆತೊನೊಂದುಲ್ಲೇರ್ನಿ ನಾನು ಪಂಡ ಐತೆ ಏನೋ ಲೈಕ್ ಸಿ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಪೈ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಕ್ಲೋಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅ ಬಿಟ್ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ you know like obviously you will have that Indian mentality but still you know you'll go a lot like that but you know have you encountered anything like that like people you meet in social media like a bad comment or a bad text message or you know like people imagining something else and
ತುಲ ಇತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವರ ದಾದಾಪಣ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿನ ಮುಲ್ಪ ಇತ್ತಿನಕುಲು ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಿ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಪೋದಾಯ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಈ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಪೋತ ಕಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ ಈಸ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಕಿ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋಬಡಿ ಟು ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಾನ್ ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಬಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಕಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ದ ಮಿತ್ತು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು there are so many things ite Instagram there was a wave not just me there were a lot of other friends of mine who are in India who are in Canada girls we were getting some bothering messages by some guys and we tried to figure like we were like speculating this was only happening for people who studied in nitte so we were like who is this guy we have to figure it out but the perception about people over here ki you are not all of them okay the ones who have never gotten an opportunity to explore their life they are someone who will constantly ask ki you must have like completely be doing some wrong things which I would not be comfortable to say like what are the wrong things but you would understand what I'm saying but these things or and then they okay now some people in Mumbai or Bangalore they think that certain things over here are like very cool it's a cool generation situationship word flings word it's so cool and they approach you that way thinking ki I'm okay with that without understanding what mind frame I would be so these are a couple of things that happens to me I don't know if I answered your question
yeah you're right
but if you are asking from people who are there how they see me those kind of thing doesn't happen there to be honest ite yana onji friend
they see you as a person
they see you as a person and namakencha ennundu oh western culture multiple relationships ijanda umbe onji dina kudonji next dina that was just a thought gotunda ite yana onji friend itte I enchina ponpuna security bail maltonditava ఆయన పొಣ್ಣು ಮೆಕ್ಸಿಕನ್ ಸೊ ಆಣುಲು ದಾದ ಮಲ್ಪ ಮುಲ್ತದು ಪೋದು ಕಿ ವೈಟ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಎರೆಗಾವು ವರನೆ ಅವು ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಶಾಕ್ ಆಪುಣತ ಅಕ್ಕುಲು ಕಿ ಓ ಬೊಲ್ದು ಪೊಣ್ಣು ಅಲ್ಲೇನು ಪಟಾಯಿಸೋಡು ಲೈಕ್ ಒನ್ ನೈಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅವು ಪೂರ ಅಂಚ ಪೂರ ಎನ್ನು ಏರು ಅವು ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಅಕ್ಕುಲೆಗೆ ಇಂಚ ಎನ್ನುಂಡು ಕಿ ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಪ ದಾಯ್ಪಂಡ ದೇ ಲೈಕ್ ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಅವ and then dada apundu ponnulu they will be thinking they want to get married because alpa early marriage early kids ancha career pura aatu akul mande bechade to nujir so yepa ponnulu marriage panpir adaga aanulega reality check burundu ki oh shit it this got real so aanul dada panpa namana illada accept malpujir ancha incha pandu break up malpare popper when that particular guy he was dating that Mexican girl for some years alled datra aigu PR tikand India battada madme adu poye pande ki bete ponnan ki enna family accept malpuje
mulla PR alla
alek PR intadi gandalla that girl when she came to know and namak yepa Canadian ponnul tikku erata akul namak question malper ki nikkelena side white pand dada ennor nikulu ki nama yernotugla popana prostitute boka namak feelings ijja and how do we even say like that's not what we think?
Because you're from that country they are talking about, right?
And they are talking about our country and incha malta nanulu namana respect tirtu popuno Indians panda incha Indian anle incha if you're like because ite ponnulla away mindset ide ittanda ki anla playful ulle adaga malpunu bete but when a girl is very serious and boy is
sometimes
like they should think if the a person in front of you has given that consent ki it's only like fling then that's okay. But someone is so damn serious ki ang madmene avod pand mindset undo oka yantula McDonald's de bele maltundita avu epana student ipunaga I used to see people in their 80s act like a 15-year-old couple.
Nice.
And I don't see that here. It's a old couple, and when I talk to them, they'll be like, you know how we met? The first time we met, we were like 15 years or probably your age, and they'll start telling their love story, and I'm like, oh my god, I want this kind of relationship where even at my 80s, I should act like a 15. I should feel like a teenage, and that was the biggest culture shock I got. Because I thought ki white people don't have that seriousness towards relationship, but that's totally wrong. Not 100%. There are still some. Ite avu onju kuda gotunja new people identify themselves as whatever they want. Ogotunna nika. So I can tell that I identify myself as camera.
Okay.
Okay. Some people have started to identify themselves as cat, dog, or something. So I've literally seen undi an satyaga tootinava. ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಪುನ ದುಂಬೆ ಒಂಜಿ ಪೊಣ್ಣು ಆನನ ಕಂಟೆಲ್ಗ ನಾಯಪಾಡುನ ಲೀಶ್ ಉಂಡತ ಅವೇನ್ ಪತ್ತು ಒಂದೊಂದು ನಾಡತೊಂದುಲ್ಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡ and you don't know how to react.
Oh god, they should not come in India.
Seriously, like avutunaga I thought ki mental illness is so real and undu has
this is
to
danger than rabies or something.
Seriously, like you see on Instagram avu barpunutula pon panpol bark and the boy will like woof woof. That's the reality for some people, and I sometimes want to think from their shoe, but I also feel like I don't even want to think from that shoe.
Real life Squid Game anondu
ಇಂಚ ಪೂರ ತುನಗ ಅದಾಗ ಎಂಡೊಂಡುಕಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನೂರುಡು ಒಂಜಿ ನಾಲ್ ಪೆಟ್ಟದ ಪಾಡ್ದು ಕುಲಾವೆರು ಬರಿಟ್ ಅವು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಪ ಹಾಕರೆಲ್ಲ ಇಜ್ಜತ.
yes ಅವು ಎಪ್ಪಗ್ಲ ಎಡ್ಡ ಇನಿ ಕೋಡೆ ಜೋಕ್ಲೆಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ಟೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆತಂಡಿ ಎಂಕಲ್ ಪೂರ ಸಾಮಾನ್ ನಿರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿಂತ ಎನ್ನ ಅಮ್ಮ ಅಂತೂ
ನಿಕ್ಕು ವೈಟ್ ಪೂರ ಪೆಟ್ಟದ ಪೂರ
ಬೆಲ್ಟ್ ಕೈಲಿ ಮುಂಚಿಲ ಪಾಡೊಂದಿತ್ತೇರು
ಆಂಡಲ ಈ ಅಂಚ ಇತ್ತ ಆಂಡ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಕ್ಕು ಹಾಕದಿತ್ತೇರ ಈ ಅಂಚ ಇತ್ತು
ಅದು ಪಂಡ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಯಾ ನನ್ ಚೆಪ್ಪೊಡುದನ್ನ ಉಲೈಟ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆದಿತ್ತೆ. So it should change, like you yourself should change. ಅಂಚಂದ್ ಇನಿ ಕೊಡೆ ತುರ ಇತ್ತೆ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ನಕಲ್ ಪೆಟ್ಟ ಪಾಡ್ರ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಜೋಕ್ಲೆಗೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಜೋಕ್ಲೆ ಕೊರೊಂದುಂಡು ಅಂಚನೆ ಪಿರೊಂಜಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ವಿಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊರೊಂದುಂಡು ಅಂಚನೆ ಅಂಚಿನ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಜ್ಜಿ you know sometimes I feel like ಅಕ್ಲೆಗ್ಲ ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಗ್ಲ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇತ್ತಂಡು. So where we always talk about this article, all should be equal, I mean everyone should have equal rights. So probably even government should have thought about that, but I don't know why. Probably women need more safety, I agree, but the thing is ini kode enna like as you said, like one girl was holding that chain and putting a leash on a boy, and she was taking her. Where's safety for men?
But I think it was his consent. He wanted it.
But
like
still,
he asked for it.
in some case,
so
but in the other case, probably like obviously girls will also treat men in a very different way. I
100% agree. Talking about that concept ki anulegla vante system toward pande recently ancha ite divorce the I got to know recently I committed suicide.
Oh really?
One guy committed suicide because judge is also not towards his favor. Women has been telling ki divorce karod, but he has to pay so much amount, but he earns only so little that he cannot, and that's when I really feel ki seriously, equality means equality. It shouldn't be ponnu lege pura service ippodu. It shouldn't be like that. And I really feel bad for men of this generation sometimes. And if we keep talking about this, and sometimes the equality will be visible someday.
It's our responsibility to change this.
Yeah, we cannot always say it is somebody else's responsibility to change. Change should happen from us.
So because see, when citizens are feeling that this is the problem, don't you think somewhere, you know, like ink dada feel happen panda ini kode itte tula ponjokul dumbuda time ten chetan panda ponjokul like jaasti unda ಒಂದು educated itte like akal onchuru odondettar and then jana clear maltondettar bega marriage avondettan but itte onji ponnana life ta ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತೂನಾಗ yeah she was dependent alla aanage dependent ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಂಡು ದೇ ರಿಲೈ ಆನ್ ದೆಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅಕ್ಲಿತ್ತೆ ಫುಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆತ ಅಂಡ್ ಐದು ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಕೆಲವೊಂಜಿ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆನಂದನೆ ಕಾಪುಜ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ವೈಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್.
ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ರಿಯಲಿ ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಕೆಲವು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಎನ್ನುಂಡು ಕಿ ಅವು ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲು ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಪುನೆಡ್ದು ದುಮ್ಮೆಂಚಿನ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಟೈಮ್ ಪೂರ ಕಿ ಅಕುಲು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದು ಪೋಪೇರು ಆಣಲೆ ಗರ್ಭವತ್ತಂಡಲ್ಲ ಅಕುಲು ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಕಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇತ್ತದ ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸೊ ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು adjust. I feel that's wrong in a way ki not trying to adjust. Yankennu ನಾವು mutual respect ಇಪ್ಪೋಡು ಆಣಲು ಅಂಚಲ ಇಪ್ಪರೆ ಬಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹೌಸ್ ಸೊ ನನ್ನೇ ನಡಪೋಡು ನಿನ್ನ ನಡಪರೆ ಬಲ್ಲಿ ಬಟ್ there has to be a mutual respect ki
but man ಅಂಚನ ಇಪ್ಪೋಡು ಎನ್ನನೆ ನಡಪೋಡು ಒಂದು ಪನ್ಪನ time and everything was proper. That's what I'm talking about. ಅವು ಇತ್ತದಾಯ ಅನ್ಸ ಒಂದು
ಇತ್ತದಾಯ ಪಂಡ ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲ್ಲ ಕಲ್ತೊಂದುಲ್ಲ. now you see it's a middle class family, for example. Only if a guy goes for work, he is not in a position to look after the entire family. I katra ponnu legla itte bele malpode avundu. Right now everyone is like two of them are working.
Correct.
So the girl is also going and doing the work, guy is also going and doing the same kind of a work 9 to 5 and everything. So the expectation is similar for both of them. Only thing that might be a little bit different is the ability to do like physical work at home, like that fix malparina weight that only a man can do, a girl cannot do. But making a house a home, that only a girl can do, a guy cannot do. ite aanulena ee hostel poyada aklena room enchaypun.
Not everyone,
but andalla aesthetics will be like a boy's aesthetics. No matter how clean you are, aesthetic wise it will look like a boy's room. But when a woman comes in a house, only she can make it like beautiful like a home. So when both of them now are educated, now are doing equal shares in their respective place, are only asking for mutual respect. Sometimes adapuno respect tikkujinda adaga women also think ki I don't deserve this. Aanulla think malpun I don't deserve this. Avu understand ego clash happen. Avu ego clash annaga dadapun yan undeddu ortyandalo ippe dance I nottige puji po aanulla anchane yan ortyana friends nottige. So avu I apneddu avu ego clash. I don't think it's a healthy relation.
Correct.
I think toxic. This is really really wrong. ನಾನು ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಪೂರ ಪನ್ಪುನ್ ಕೆಲವೇರ ಉಂಡತ ಇತ್ತೆ ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲು ಇತ್ತೆ ಆಣಲಿಗೆ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಗರ್ವ ಅಂಚ ಪೂರ ಇತ್ಪುನಾಗ ನಿಕ್ಕುಲ್ಲ ಗರ್ವ ಹಿಡ್ದು ಪಾತೇರಂಡ ಅವು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಫೈಟ್ ಹಾಪುಂಡು ಈ ವರ ಕಾಮಪ್ಪಡು ಆಯ್ ಪಾತೇರಡು ಈ ನಿರ್ನಾಗ ಆಯ್ ಕಾಮಿಪ್ಪಡು. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್. ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ನೆವರ್ ಬಿ based on gender ki just because he's man of the house, it's because it's not like patriarchal society we live in like 21st century ata. So I think namana generation it's very important we try to understand mutual respect pandadada, space pandadada, understanding enchitna boka support, complete support, emotional stability. Kelavara aanule ninna office idu dada atan pura day yang gottiji. But if you carry that to home and you present that ki yana beled incha ittande so I'm imposing it on you, you cannot expect the girl to understand. At the same way girl also sometimes should understand that not all the time it will be like A to Z rules instruction baretin like aan inchane ipodu ancha apuji.
what I feel is, girls don't say everything, and they want us to think that they have suffered from something. Why is that? And that is not possible at all, right?
From all the girls, I think I
So
can.
from my, like I can see, like day to day life, amma, Megdi, atanda, like friends, close friends, they always expect us to know things. How we don't even live together.
Yeah, I don't know why we are like this, to be honest. I wouldn't say I'm not like this, so I don't know. So
No, it's like both, right? All girls are similar.
All girls are similar. I don't know. There might be some girls who are not like this, but I think we just are very emotional,
Yeah,
girls
share
are
it.
very emotional. Yeah, see, the thing is, sometimes when girls try to share something, after a point a boy will be like, alna ittinane. Epatundala ittinane. So after a point, when girls will be like, I have to tell the same thing 1,000 times. Why do I have to come to a point that I have to tell him, okay, so for example, if a girl likes a certain something, now if a girl has a OCD, you come and leave your shoe outside and then you come home, and a guy, he has 1,000 of things in his head, irrespective of telling the same thing 1,000 of times, he keeps the shoes inside. And the girl, she will be like, I'm tired of telling the same thing, so she will just be quiet.
Yeah, okay.
And she'll just be like, I don't want to spoil your mood by telling you that I told you 1,000 times, just keep the shoe outside.
But it
you'll be
will
like,
happen.
She will be
She will
quiet, she'll
say-
be quiet,
she
she'll be
will
quiet.
say-
Yeah, and then the guy will be like, what happened? Did I do something wrong? Nothing. And then at night,
Yeah.
what happens is, oh, actually, I'll tell you. Okay. At night, it piles up, and then she'll burst. I told you. Okay, that's okay. One thing I read it somewhere. Okay, for this particular thing. So if there is a problem, girls want to talk it out. Boys may not or may want to talk it out. Okay, and sometimes they'll just let it go. When a problem is not solved, and we just come to a ground that fine, next time or something, and there is no discussion, and again next some other thing happens, ite bete time kuda nikulu dadana bete malpor. So nama ponnulu moranila incha malte, ittela incha malte. If the problem is not solved, it keeps piling up. If it was resolved, we don't carry it forward. But carry forward atina ipunata dumbud dinchi morani inchamalta, last year inchamalta, 2 years inchamalta. Carry forward ad it becomes a big problem for girls. Girls na perspective incha pandu yang kennundu ki if you solve it then and there, then I don't think so.
Girls na perspective incha pande ennundu is a wrong dialogue. You being a girl, you know it better.
But the thing is,
not everyone, but majority of the girls.
I can talk about myself, but I cannot speak for each and every girl. Correct. Because maybe I'm one other girl doesn't think what I am thinking right now. So I think from my reality, if I have said something once and if it is resolved, I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't drag it.
Yeah, probably enna lekadla avve ini kode jaasti clashes our reason mast jana dumbude edur parver prati onje situation bannaga, like if that situation comes,
avene copy paste, but the boy will be like, I thought that was fixed last time only, but it wasn't actually. So as long as communication, I think, is the biggest need in a relationship. Proper communication, clarity podu. And at ಒಂದು relationship advice panadilla balli, but I am not. So I'm not someone who is like PhD or Wikipedia.
Okay, got it. But and other thing is, I just want to know one more thing. Okay, according to you, Trupti, like if you want to marry a boy, like Nick, Ninna, enjoy podu. How how your guy should be.
Yang kennundu ite onju ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಪ್ಪೊಡು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸಮಕೊರೋಡು ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಅದು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಪಂಡ ಅಂಚತ್ತುಕಿ ಈ ಟುಗೆಟ್ ನಾ ವೆರಿ ರಾಂಗ್ ನೋ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ದಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇತ್ತೆ ಎಂಕಿತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಬೇಲೆ ಐತೆ ಎಂಕೆ ಎಡಿಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪರೆಂಡು ಅವು ಮಲ್ಪರೆಂಡು ಅದಾಗ ಈ ಅವು ಬೊಡ್ಚಿ ಏನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತದ ಕುಲ್ಲ ಟೈಮ್ ಪೂರಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್. That's what I need, a guy who is also driven about future. ಮಸ್ತ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಇಪ್ಪೋಡು ಕಿ ಹಾಂ ಎಂಕ್ ದಾದಾಂಡಲ ಒಂಜಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಆವೋಡು ಪಂದ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ ಶುಡ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಇತೆಯನ್ ರೆಸ್ಟೋರೆಂಟ್ ಪೋನಾಗ ಕೆಲವರ ಆಪುಣತ ಕಿ ಕೆಲವರು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಡಿಸ್ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಫುಲ್ ಇರ್ರಿಗ ಎಂಕ್ ಅವು ಪೂರ ಅನ್ನಾಗ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಲಿ ಅಂಚ ಪೂರ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಎಂಚ ಉಂಡು ಇವನ್ ಇಫ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೋವರ್ಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಇಫ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಕೇರ್ ಎಂಕ ಹೈಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಅವು ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆತ್ ಅನ್ರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಎಂಕ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಎನ್ನ ವೈಬ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆವೋಡು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಪ್ಪೋಡು ಯಾನ್ಲ ಆತೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಪ್ಪೆ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಪ್ಪೋಡು.
What do you think? See, obviously a boy will be possessive about his girl, okay? So a boy will think like, you know, probably he likes everything, but probably he don't like something. I mean, what's your thought on that?
See, if he's good with a lot of things, but there is something that he doesn't like, I would always ask the reason why. I need to know everything, like why is it certain something, and if it is actually something that I feel ki it is right, then I think I'll accept what he's saying. But if it is something that's like ಈ ಪೊನ್ನಡ ಪಾತಿರೊಡ್ಚಿ ಆಯಡ ಪಾತಿರೊಡ್ಚಿ ಮೊಲೆಡ ಪಾತಿರೊಡ್ಚಿ if it's like all the time, then I don't think so that's the right kind of a guy to be with. But as long as it's like point to point, just this one person, because I know this person is really bad and I can trust his judgment, then I'm like okay. Kelav aanu lipper ki how encha gotunda akulega gossip ippuji. I like that kind of people. Gossip panna encha gotunda I samajjeya umbe panda world di eren tundala ig problem ippundu anchitna anule an yankista appuji drive id ponaga ita onji song play malta you can, if the song is also different, sometimes you're still vibing. Sometimes even I will accept ki maleji ninna song ata ite enchana panpuno in a long drive, if you are feeling ki why the hell am I sitting next to him is not the kind of a guy I want to be with.
Okay.
But instead I'll be like oh shit,
time
point na gottaiji. That's the really good, but that's not the end of how you can see, but it's like one small
what
way.
My suggestion is not all guys will be same. Probably nik aa pironjanada nik mast character like and kelav character like aij kelav piroriyada mast character undu kelav character ije.
And I actually agree gotunda we cannot expect ki pura ಅವೇ ಪನ್ಯದ ಆದಾಗಲ್ಲ ಕಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲು ಉಂಡದ ಒಂದು ಬಿಗ್ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಲ್ಪುನು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಕಿ ರಿತಿಕ್ ರೋಷನ್ದ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಇಪ್ಪೋಡು ಉಂಬೆನ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಹೈಟ್ ಇಪ್ಪೋಡು ಚಿನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಪೋಡು ಸೊ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಸೊ ಏಪ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಎಂಚಿತ್ನ ಆಂಡ್ ತಿಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಸಪಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಂಚಿತ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ದಿವರೆ ಬಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಎದುರು ಬರ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಡೆಸ್ಟಿನಿ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಡ. ಯು ನೆವರ್ ನೋ ಅವು ನಿಕ್ ಮದ್ಮೆ ಅವರನೇ ಇತ್ತಿನ ಜನ ನಿನ್ನ ದುಂಬು ಬತ್ತಂಡ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ದಮ್ ವೇ ಮೋರ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಇವನ್ ದೋ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಲುಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್.
Hopefully you will get it in the coming days. I don't know, but hoping for the best. Basically what I say is ite namak regular njan boka ponnage like and ಇಷ್ಟ ಅಂಡ ಅತನ ಎಂಚಿನ ಅಕ್ಲೆಗೆ ಇತ್ತೆ ಎಂಚಿನ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಉಂಡು ಅಗ್ಲಿ ಈಚ ಶೇರ್ ಮಲ್ಪೋಡು ಮದ್ಮೆ ಅಂಡ ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಶೇರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ that's what I feel. ರಜ್ಜಾಂತಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಪ್ಪೋಡು ರಜ್ಜಾಂತಲ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಪ್ಪೋಡು and only then that family can be happy. Any kode enna lekkada anchadojan, but these days I don't know, like everyone are going like the divorce the side pondallere ee telya vishaya barreje divorce ee telya vishaya.
That's a very wrong thing to do.
No matter what et malla ladai avadu, at the end of the day you should think that he is the one or she is the one. That's it. That's life. You know, you should not always think like, you know, like okay I have options.
yanka onje ennu madme aapuna mutta you have to think through ಒಂದು ಸರಿಯಾಣ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಮುಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೈ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ.
ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಪಾಡು ಎನಿಕ್ ನೆಕ್ತ ಮಿಡ್ಲಗ್ ಎಂಚನ ಗೊತ್ತಂಡ ಸರಿ ಆನ ಅತನ ಸರಿ ಪೊಣ್ಣು ಒಂದೇರ್ಲ ಇಜ್ಜೆರ್. So basically the compatibility,
the compatibility part itself, but you have to know that if that guy is the like perfectly compatible for you,
I can adjust with him.
Because once you do that, then there should not be divorce. Afterwards you shouldn't be like my life is spoiled because
of him.
And you cannot blame someone. It is your
and you
decision.
should not blame yourself as well. Why I took
Why
this
I took this
decision,
decision.
and that's the worst decision I ever made.
That is something that should never happen in a marriage. So till the time you are married, I think you have to take enough time to understand yourself, how you are easily compatible to someone. You don't like someone certain something, then if that person ಕೆಲವರು ಎಂಚನ ಆಣುಲವ ಪೊಣ್ಣು accept ಆಪುನ ಮುಟ್ಟ ಪೂರಲ ಓಕೆ ಪುನಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಈ ಅಂಚ ಮಲ್ಪನ ಅವಲ ಓಕೆ ಈ ಇಂಚ ಇಪ್ಪನ ಓಕೆ ಯಾನ ನೀರ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ದಾದಲ ಮಲ್ಪೆ ಪಂದು ದೇ put that kind of thing in front of us. Ita yanna edur aat malla platter ittanda yanku bodevu, but accept malta I bokka, they show their reality. I would suggest be yourself from the day one. From the first day, this is how I am. If you show that side, it wouldn't come as a shock ki fuck, like you, sorry, like you were not this person before, and now all of a sudden you're showing somebody you are not. So even girls
probably nikle decide malparle edde avata, like first ki nikle ayana edde face tudu atana alna edde face tudu, a boy will decide or a girl will decide that okay, this is my life in cheppudena life na aa onji sugar coat ettadu all of a sudden avulu spice coat bannaga you know that you will have that feeling, what the fuck is happening? This was not what I was expecting. Yan dada decide malte and dada avondu
aike panpurata first couple of dates ipunata tunaga everybody shows a very good side of them.
Correct.
You have to meet them a couple of times to know boka aklena personal life da ಬಗ್ಗೆ share malpur ಈ ಓಲ್ಪನ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಪೋಯ ಅಕ್ಕುಲ್ ಪಾತಿರ್ನಾಗ ಬೇತೆಕ್ಲಡ್ ಎಂಚ ಪಾತಿರು ಅವತುನಾಗ ಅಕ್ಲೆನ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಪುಂಡು ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಪೋನಾಗ ಇತ್ತೆ ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲು ಕೆಲವರ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಕ್ಲಮ್ಸಿ ಇಪ್ಪು ಯಾನಿತ್ತೆ ಎಂಕ ಇತ್ತ ನೇಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಶ್ ಪಾಡಿರು ನಿನ್ನ ಕಾಡಿದೆ ಯವಾವ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಎಂಚಿನ ಎಂಕ ನಿನ್ನ ತುವರೆ ಆಪುಜಿ ಅಂಚಪುರ ಪಂಡ ಬೊಕ then you have to really think, okay itte
sometimes that will be there. I won't say, but that should be like convincing, you know, like you should never put nail polish inside my car, something like that.
It has to be something that has be common ground. ಪೊಣ್ಣುಲ್ಲ accept malpodu kelavara yan inchene yank inchene avodu yanna aani yank avudettu korodu undettu korodu. You should understand what the guy, where the guy is coming from. Also you boy should think where the girl is coming from. Dapadete girls yepa parents raise malpata, they raise us in a very different way, and boys on the other hand, you are like let go free ava nikuleg ratre itta yana mammina call batandi kendata background noise. I am so old, but still I am still treated like a 15-year-old. But that's how it should be, and I like the fact that it is how it is.
Being a man, I mean being a boy, even ankle anchana undu, strictness undu, pooral undu, panpuji an anchejende
year kennu nakku lijjana namma
enchina ava and ekkarda onji point enka dada pandra etan panda namak encha kalpad kortere panda keep your first impression as a best impression and the pandu kortere. So ee janakle ena malper panda ee first impression edda avadu akle enchina malparla ready ulle. What according to you, like nama itavunji in nanako elleda ini elleda joke lene, I mean elleda joke lene ini elleda panpuji tapanda future da ಬಗ್ಗೆ onji question paad ondalle elleda joke lene encha raise malpodu according to you.
See yank dada ennun panda ite akulu yepa barperu, they will be, I have to prepare them for their future rather than raising them from a point of view ki enna life id incha ittende enna past id incha itten, so ee nikki ite technology korpono anchapura. I have to make them ready for what they want to be. But ಆ ಕಿನ್ನೆ ಇಪ್ಪುನಾಗನೆ I want to start identifying ಅಕ್ಕುಲು ವೈಟ್ ಎಡ್ಡೆ ಉಲ್ಲೇರ್, and I want to be that guiding person ki itte ank gottavundu ki aan ittanda aig bike ishta undu now undu, so I'll make sure ki he has all that thing available to boka enchina pandu, like all the things available so that he can keep working on it. ಕೆಲವರ್ ದಾದಪುಂಡ್ ಕಿನ್ನೆ ಜೋಕುಲು ಇಪ್ಪುನಾಗ ಅಕ್ಕುಲಿಡ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇಪ್ಪರ್. It's our responsibility as elders ki nama aklena questions na properly answer malpodu. Yepa nama budiya uday pokkade budu ancha malpare shuru malpa, their curiosity starts dying because eventually malla iboka they are not curious about anything in life. The main thing what anybody in life needs is curiosity. So I want their curiosity to be alive. Ponnitolda, she likes cooking, fashion show, whatever. I want to understand my kids and I want to grow with them. Ita yank yanna childhood dada tikkidiji, I want to experience it with my kids. So I think that's how I want to raise them. I will scold them, I will beat them. Yank tikk yank Canada do pet padare ejjinda yan mulpaleton battadandala yank haakdi an leton poke
yearly once
yearly
Mariamma
once,
jatra
so that they know that I have that side as well. So that they have that respect towards elder. But I won't just beat them because I've gotten beaten up. But akleg au pet burdu gottipodu. Akleg self independence encha. Akleg 13 years today beleg burdu budpe ki nikul pole vara au gottapund. Alta culture au anjedde. 13 year, 14 year, you have to go and do part-time job so that you understand what life is, how to communicate with a stranger. So avula artha malpare budpe, and overall I want to be their best friend. I want to be there first for a lot of things. But yeah.
See, I'll tell you one more thing here. Enna orti akka ullaru, okay? She's in Germany. Arada raddu ponjokulu ullaru, okay? And the way she parent, man, and even my Jiju, okay? The way they parent, I really love. You know, Pettiji, Daleji, Kali, the tone and their eyesight. Simple. That's it. It's like, you know, like I'd like to take elder daughter's name. Akka will be like, you know, like Britannia. That's it, and she will be like, cool, okay, fine. I think she knows the consequence, but she don't, you know, do manhandling things and all. But the thing is, if your kids are like, you know, like that understanding, like, oh, something big gonna happen if I don't listen, then it's fine. If that kid is like me, Mar.
100%. Like if the kid is like me too, I've gotten a lot of beating, but I think I deserved it so many times.
Probably even I deserved. Probably I wouldn't have been here if I didn't got.
See, one thing, okay, in foreign countries they don't beat their kids, okay? There is a reason why in Canada they don't do it, because the people origins over there, they have a lot of alcohol abuse in the past. So what they do is they just take all their frustration being alcoholic on the kids, and the kids die. They have the tendency to kill the kid or bruise, like they will be in the kids will be suffering. So that's the reason why they implement such kind of a rule in that particular country. I don't know about other places, but because of those kind of thing, and sometimes it's parents don't know how to control their own anger. They want to put it on their kids. So not all parents beat their kids for a good reason, is why the government implements something like this. But over here, when we are all sane, and when the kid is going insane, then I think might as well give them two. It's okay once in
one
a
or two. That's true. That is so real. And what do you think, like, is this place better than Canada, or Canada is better than this place?
See, both the place has its pros and cons, okay? I am very biased to India because this is where I'm born and brought up. But I have started to appreciate that place because it has opened my eyes and mind in ways that I cannot explain. Do I see myself dying there? No. I wanna die here. But when it's like, again, you don't know when your life, how it's gonna take turns, no? I want to be in Canada as for some years, but then I also wish when I have kids, I probably move here so that they get the basic education here, and probably for higher studies they can move there. I feel basic education, what they teach here is good. We learn discipline, we learn how to respect people, and I don't want to give all riches to them, and they need to understand how to survive here. Otherwise they will never be able to connect to the root, like how we are connected to our roots. That's why I feel. Otherwise, every place is good or good in its own way. It depends from person to person how I am. If I am bad, I am here, everybody is bad for me. If I'm bad there, things are going to be worse for me. It depends on me. So far it's good there, so far it's good here. I'll leave the rest to the destiny, I think.
Yeah, no one knows what the destiny is unless you know your future.
Okay, so my question to you is, okay, there are so many different professions in the world, but why did you decide that you'll start a podcast along with so many other things that you're doing?
So the thing is, basically, this is related to many of my things. I love to talk. What I think is, I'm good at this, and I love to interact with people. And the other thing, like, I'm again doing law. You should not always have that overconfidence that I'm good in speaking and I can do law. No. And there are a lot of things to remember as well. You should know sanctions, writs, articles, blah blah, BNS. See, recently IPC became BNS and CRPC became BNSS. So the criminal procedure code and the civil procedure codes. Okay. Yeah. So it became like Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and the other one. Even the Evidence Act got changed. So a lot of things. Okay. I like to do things. So in the days, like, I hate studying, but I hate reading books and all. I'm not that type of guy, but I love to know things, like what's going on in front of me or things like that. See, if you're from Canada, so I'm curious that what's happening in Canada, and I'm curious what you think about some particular things. What's your perspective on that? And it's always about that, like, we should always appreciate others' perspective, like, only then we'll get that knowledge, or else you can't. So I'm always open to that, like, I'll always get new things. I can always hear new things. That's the reason I chose podcast. And I love cars and bikes. Okay, as you said, right, like, if you have a boy kid and you will do all this. Yeah, obviously I love cars and bikes. And so because of that, I started to do this modification review videos. See, the normal videos, people are doing it anyhow. Even the company will do that. If it's, for example, like Dodge or probably a Lamborghini, a company will give the advertisement. Our car is this, it has that BHP and Newton meter or torque and things like that. But like enthusiast, what they will do is they modify that car in their own skill level and their own mind. Okay, that's what I am interested in, creating something new. Okay, that might fail, that's different. But the thought of doing that, no,
That's a really nice concept actually, because modification is something that not a lot of them does, but when they do it, some do it very bad, but some actually do it so good. So I think that's a really nice video idea that you have.
So that's why I chose that field. And again, I chose something like property review video. This I made especially for those, like, many won't travel many places, and many don't know much place to stay or something like that. Many, as you said, you got scammed in Canada. So if I was there and if I do something which can help others, why not, right? So even I made something like, I spoke to those people and I have discount the Malte VerspeKtive subscribers discount, something like that. Okay, I did all that. And probably even that their business is going well. I don't know. I never asked because I never did it for some, like, a payment or something like that. It was not a paid promotion. I did it on my own. Okay, and I study and Maltin. So ancha enna ovu istadu and maltondalle avu push maltondalle enna limits engottunde enkite over burden avondundu, but still I try maltondalle to keep the pace. And enna ite enna listed mast channel podcast ಗೆ ಪೂರೆಡ ಪಾತೆಡ್ ದೀತಡ್ ಕೆಲವು ಅಂಜನ ಎಂಜನ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅವನು. ಬಟ್ ಎಂಕ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬಾರಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅವನುಂಡು. ಎಂಕ್ ಎನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕ 24 hours ಎಂಕ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅವನುಂಡು ಅಂತ ಫೀಲ್ ಅವನುಂಡಿತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ಅ ಡೇ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ 48 hours or something. ಎನ್ನ ಇತ್ತದ ನೆಕ್ ಅಂಚ ಫೀಲ್ ಅವನುಂಡು. ಸೊ ಅಂಚ ಪೋಂದಿಪ್ಪನಾಗ that's where the thought came, the overall thing should be linked here because that's the question is. So that's why, like, I thought, like, I'm good at this, so why not? So then I started YouTube. After YouTube, I joined law actually. Like,
might as well do law. Interesting.
Yeah. So it went and went. I was confident, because of YouTube, I got confident that, okay, I can talk to people and I am like this in speaking. So then I got that thought, like, I had a dream of doing law and things like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. I watch Suits. I don't know if you have watched Suits.
Yeah, I saw.
But
It's a very
after
good thing.
watching that, I would also feel like I would want to be a lawyer. But again, it comes with so much, so much of brainstorming and
a lot of things. But I like to do that.
Yeah,
I like
that's
to do
nice.
that brainstorming things. So that's why I'm curious, you know, like knowing about IPC, BNS, CRPC, what are the criminal procedures, what all things will happen, or you know, the way people murder, the way people, you know, do things, weird things, kinds of murder, case study, things like
crazy.
this.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic actually.
You know, you can go to another dimension in law.
Right.
You will meet criminals.
Really? Yeah, no.
ಈತ ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂಜಿ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ಗ್ ಒಂಜಿ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಇಪ್ಪೊಡೆ ಅತ್ತಂಡ he should be capable enough to do his own case. ಅವು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಅವು ಆಪುನ್ಲ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ದಾಪಂಡ ಆತ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಏರೆಗ್ಲ ಇಪ್ಪುಜಿ ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ಅಕ್ಲ್ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕಸಿ ಮಲ್ತೊಂದುಲ್ಲೆರ್ ಅಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಪ್ಪುನ್ ಆಯ್ ದಾದ ಮಲ್ದೆ ಅಯ್ನ ಅತ್ತಂದ ಮಲ್ಪರ ಏತ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಪಾಡುಡೆ ಆತಂಡ ಆಯ್ ದಾಲ ಮಲ್ದಿಜೆ ಅಯ್ನ ಅಂದ್ರಿಂದ ಮಲ್ಪರ ಏತ್ ಪಿರೋರಿ ಡಿಫೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಲಾಯರ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಪಾಡೋಡು. That's not a easy task, right? Ite varian bachav malpara varian ite sullu malpode. Atanda ite I criminal at is guilty or not. Aven malpara ga effort padnere advocate boke erla padujer. For the thing whatever the profession they do, they'll charge some money. So there are some very big advocates who will charge 1.5, 2 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs for one hearing.
Crazy.
20 lakhs. 2-3 crores too. There are big advocates. But end of the day, it's judge's decision. Nik pass malpina, verdict pass apina, judge na final decision. Advocates nakalla I'll kali vada malpara. Batanda ee first ge nina police custody idu court produce malpanaga lawyer ullera again advocate ullera nik judge ke na first question now nik advocate idja advocate boda ಅವನ ಆಕಲೆ ಸೈನ್ ಮಲ್ಪೇರು ಇಜಿನ ಆಕಲೆ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಆಕಲ್ನ ಏರ್ಲೈತನ ಆಕಲೆ ತೊಂಬರೋಡು
ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಆವಡನ್ ರಾದ ಮಲ್ಪಡು
ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅವಿಂಕ್ಲೆಗ್ ಇತ್ತ ಲಾ ಐ ಕುಡ್ಲೆ ಎಂಜ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರನೆ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಸೀದಾ
ಸೊ ಲಾ
ದುಂಬು ಪೂರ ಎಂಚ ಇತ್ತನ್ ಪಂಡ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ ಬೊಕ್ಕ ಜಡ್ಜ್
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ
ಇತ್ತ ಎಂಚ ಒಂಜ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರನ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಸೀದಾ ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಸೇ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆದ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಅಪನೆ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಯು ನೋ ಲೈಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ thinking namana edda adipun onchuru dumme enchedra if you know certain years eto years ee advocate ad practice multi bokkane nika judge exam katra onditti tancheji elle jokulu judge seat dipper something like that. Law is a very interesting field. Kalpara vanga apundu.
It was a really nice conversation.
It's been my honor and pleasure to have you with us, Trupti, today. Entire podcast actually enk mast khushi and nikle gencha khushi and idjandu comments barele Purecast ge follow malple subscribe malple mast efforts part ondulere Canada adugulondu. It's not a easy thing. Nalna hometown buddu ade podu to do a lot of things and alpada janakle ite enk actually sulaba nammane friends circle like alleg mast bangondu so alaji varsha alpa podu ite mast efforts part ee level ge baidale ನಾಳೆ ಎಡ್ಡೆ ಪಾಡ್ ಏನಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಫಾಲೋವರ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಬೇಜಾರು ಉಂಡೆ ಎಂಕ್ ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪ್ಲೆ ಗೈಸ್ ಅಲೆಗ್ಲ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಲ್ಪ್ಲೆ Purecast ಅಂತ ಪಾಡ್ವೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಚನೆ ಎನ್ನ ಒಂಜಿ ಇನಿತ್ತ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ನೊಟ್ಟು Purecast ದೊಟ್ಟು ಎಪಿಸೋಡ್ ನಾನು ಇಡೇ ಮುಗಿತೊಂದಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ Vikhil signing off from VerspeKtive.
I am very overwhelmed. ಮುಲ್ಪ ಬತ್ತಿನಿ ನಮ್ಮನ ಏತ್ ಪೂರ ಕನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಐತನ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ఆయన క్లాస్మేట్ బట్ 7th దించి ఆయన టు ద 8th యాక్చువల్లీ ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಮೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ನಿ ಬಟ್ ಅದಾಗ ದಿಂಚಿ ಇಡ ಮೊಟ್ಟ there has been like we know each other for decades but ಒಂದು growth ತೋದು ಖುಷಿ ಆವಂದುಂಡು ఆయన ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಕೆಂದು ಖುಷಿ ಆವಂದುಂಡು and ఆయన ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕೆಂದು ನನಲ ಖುಷಿ ಆಂಡ್ I wish you all the best for all the future endeavors.
Thank you.
ಎಡ್ಡೆ ಲಾಯರ್ ಆಲೆ ಎಡ್ಡೆ ಮಲ್ತದ clients ಬರಡ್ and I really hope
dala maltondi clinical
boka I really hope ki nama irverla mast prosper award inchane boka irla irtu ondullare irla ede award devar ede marpad
avchur jasti ad like what's your expectation? You want to marry?
Come here.
So we have a new guest here. And our guest is keenly interested.
Okay, come sit here.
It might have rabies.
ఏ ఏం చిన్న
Please put Dettol and all later.
మీకు ర్యాబీస్ ఉండయా? ఓకే, సో యువర్ క్వశ్చన్ వాస్ పోండి. పోలా పోలా పోలా
Por etna dura po.
అల్పనకుండా.
So it's basically Vikhil's perspective.
Oh.
So that's perspective.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Thank you so much. Signing off.